my head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now, do it like it's only today. We gotta party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before I thinking I can feel like this, make me feel like this. We gotta party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before I thinking I can feel like this, make me feel like this. I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side. I'm gone, so don't run from the truth. You're lost, now I know you played me just like I do. I still can't believe you had me on a leash, cutting all my teeth with all the lies you bring. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown, but we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow, where you go I go too, and if you hit the bottom I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And now we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go I go too, and if you hit the bottom I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow.
Come along with me. Together with the truth you'll see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun.
Together through the storm and darkest weather. We search high, we search low. Together everywhere we go. Justin's here and he's going live with the best fans by my side. We're a family, we hold strong. Together we can right the wrong. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. In the night or in the day, girls will light and lead the way. Justice heart and your support, together we will hold the fort. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care.
Click play and come along with me. Together with the truth you see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comments here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. With every laugh we lift our hearts. In the search we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comments here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comments here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is May 7th, 2025. It is currently 3:26 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, hello, my beautiful pearls. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you all so much. Today we are talking about two little babies, Lily and Jack Sullivan, out of Nova Scotia, who are missing and has been missing. There was a press conference here earlier, and we're going to cover that. I wasn't able to make it live. I apologize, guys. It has been a few days, to be quite honest with you. And I have been, it's just been crazy. And I just got some news about one of my pearls just a little bit ago, and I don't know. I worry about you guys. So, but I'll talk about that later tonight. Whenever one of the pearls wants to talk about it. So, anywho, we'll get through it. So, we're gonna get straight away to this, and we're going to talk about it. We got a lot to talk about. I love you guys too so much. Thank you. There was, let me thank some of you guys for Carmelita. Thank you so much, honey, for gifting a pearl necklace. I really do appreciate you so much for gifting that pearl necklace. If you receive that, make sure you thank our dear Carmelita. I didn't do a goal or anything on this live. I don't know if I'm going to really do the goals from now on or not. So if you want to donate, and if you don't. that's all I know to say. Little Texas, thank you so much. Really do appreciate you. OG, since the channel began, thank you so much, honey. I really do appreciate you. So to join channel, let me move it to the right account for YouTube. I don't know the goals. Like, of course, I need people to donate and all that stuff, but I don't like doing the goals. Like, I need people to donate and all that, but like, they're just a little weird to me. Anywho, I'll get to it. All right. Moving along here, there was a press conference just a little bit ago, and it's so if you was in my live stream last night, then you know a little bit about this case. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't know about this case at all, like at all. And that'll kind of let me know where we're at. We're going to do the press conference, but then we're going to go like Edgar says, we're going to comb through this mother chicken, this case, all of it. Okay, so a lot of you don't know. Okay. All right. So let me just show you here of what we're working with. Okay. So on May 2nd, Friday, May 2nd, 2025 is the day Lily and Jack Sullivan vanished. They are from Nova Scotia. And that morning, how do you pronounce the mom's name? I can't remember. Malia Brooks Murray reported that she awoke to the sound of Lily and Jack playing. Then she says she briefly fell asleep and woke again to discover that her children were no longer in the house. At around 10 a.m., Mom calls 911 to report Lily and Jack missing. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, initiated a search operation deploying ground crews and air support. Okay. There's been so many resources out there that have been looking for these two. These are Lily and Jack right here. I'm going to show you. We're going to do this press conference, and then we're going to comb through it completely, because I know there's people who just want to see the press conference, and so we're going to get to that. To me, there's a stepdad involved. Just remember that, a stepdad involved. And mom has picked up, left the home, left her husband, the kid's stepfather. She has like a 16 or an 18-month-old child, and she blocked him on Facebook, social media, phones, all of that. And she is not communicating with the stepfather. Okay? So, not good. Not good at all. Guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Really need this to get out there. Thank you, Chick Bait. Thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate you today. Thank you so much. Can't do it without you. Welcome to the Pearl family, Ms. Chick Bait. Thank you so much for joining.
We didn't know we had a much to enter thing, so is that okay if you like that?
Yeah, that should be okay. Thank you.
You're going to notice a lot of wording, though it may be in Canada, we operate very similar as when they downgraded Sebastian's search as well. So just kind of pay attention to that as well.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I am Corporal Carly McCann, Provincial Public Information Officer for the Nova Scotia RCMP. Thank you all for being here today. Bonjour, je suis la caporale Carly McCann, agent d'information publique pour la GRC en Nouvelle-Écosse. Merci de votre présence aujourd'hui. First, I acknowledge that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the traditional and unceded ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people. I also recognize that African Nova Scotians are a distinct people whose histories, legacies, and contributions have enriched that part of Mi'kma'ki known as Nova Scotia for over 400 years. Premièrement, je reconnais que nous nous trouvons aujourd'hui à Mi'kma'ki, le territoire et le nom de la nouvelle North Search Commander, Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon, Acting Officer in Charge of Major Crimes and Behavioral Sciences Group, and Amy Hansen, Search Manager with Colchester Ground Search and Rescue. Review of the efforts to find Lily and Jack. He will review the search and investigation that began on Friday morning and provide the current status and next steps. We will take questions from media present following that. I invite Staff Sergeant McKinnon to the podium. J'invite maintenant le Sergent d'État McKinnon à prendre la parole. Merci.
Listen.
Thank you all for being here today. First of all, our thoughts go to the family and loved ones of Lily and Jack Sullivan, to their communities, and to everyone who's worked day and night in an effort to find the children and bring them home. Since the first 911 call was received by the RCMP, reporting that 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack had wandered away from their home on Garlick Road and Lansdowne Station, a multi-agency search has been underway. Teams have been working around the clock. This search has included many agencies, including volunteer ground search and rescue teams from across Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, the Civil Air Search and Rescue Association, known as CASERA, Department of Natural Resources Air Services, Nova Scotia Public Safety and Field Communications, Nova Scotia Guard, Joint Rescue Coordination Center, Salvation Army, the Canada Heavy Urban Search and Rescue Task Force 5, and several RCMP units including police, dog services, and drone operators. Since Saturday, because we treat all missing person files as suspicious until our investigation leads us to determine otherwise, our Major Crimes Unit has been engaged. It's been an all hands on deck effort using every available resource and tool. Since the search began on May 2nd, it has been concentrated in the Garlic Road area and has covered 4 square kilometers of heavy wooded rural terrain. Up to 160 trained volunteer searchers, along with many others, have been involved in the search each day. Tens of thousands of search hours have been dedicated to scouring the area, and GSAR has confirmed that over 100 tracks have been laid using GPS and grid searches. Efforts to locate Lily and Jack have also included 2 vulnerable missing person alerts, posting their children's photos and information on Nova Scotia RCMP website and social media accounts. Our social accounts have more than 300,000 followers, and releasing information to local media as well as reporters across the country. Lily and Jack have made headlines from coast to coast. While the search has been ongoing, RCMP officers continued with the missing person investigation, speaking with family and community members to gather tips and other information that could help locate the children. We have not received any confirmed reports of sightings.
Again, no confirmed reports or sightings at all, which is not a good sign. Not a good sign.
Lily and Jack's family has been provided with regular updates on the search and on the missing person investigation. They've also been afforded supports. As of today, May 7th, the active search efforts to locate Lily and Jack will be scaled back. We're transitioning from a full-scale search to searches of more specific spaces that have already been searched by our teams. We want to circle back to increase the probability that all clues have been found. And when transitioning from an active search to a scaled-back search, the probability of survival is taken into consideration. I want to assure you that our missing persons investigation continues. We're not packing up, and we're not giving up. Our investigation is broad, and it won't end until we know where Lily and Jack are and can bring them home. We'll continue to investigate and chase leads for as long as and as hard as we have to. We have the best investigators working every aspect of the file. We continue to appeal to anyone who have information related to our investigation and who has not yet spoken to us to contact the Pictou County District RCMP at 902-485-4333 or Crime Stoppers. Before I close, I want to reiterate that our hearts go out to Lily and Jack's family, to the community, and the people who've worked so incredibly hard to date. Many of us have children of our own and have wanted nothing more than to reunite Lily and Jack with their loved ones. Thank you.
Thank you, Staff Sergeant McKinnon. I'll now provide his remarks in French. Merci à tous d'être présents aujourd'hui. Tout d'abord, nos pensées vont à la famille et les proches de Lily et Jack Sullivan, à leur communauté et à tous ceux qui ont travaillé jour et nuit pour retrouver les enfants et les ramener à la maison. Et depuis le premier appel au 911 reçu par la GRC signalant que Lily, 6 ans, et Jack,
I'll
4
fast
ans,
forward through this.
s'étaient les connus. Le stage 5 dans la disposition réduit, assurer que notre enquête sur les personnes disparues se poursuit. Nous ne faisons pas nos valises.
All right, listen to this.
What we'll be doing is we'll be continuing on. Just because today the search is being scaled back, we still will continue on. And we will go back to areas that we feel that we may need to re-look at, and we may expand out if there's any type of information that leads us to believe that we need to do that.
So if you'd like to follow up. Sorry,
how would that help you to specifically go to places that have been searched by hundreds of people, like you're saying? Like, how could that help you find new links?
Yeah, because of the terrain, there could be different types of things that we may want to try and get back in if we are able to locate anything that may come up that the searchers didn't go catch the first time. But we will do everything we can to try and find Jack and Lily. Yeah, and based on the weather, the season changes, we will we don't want to leave, and we're not leaving. It's just that this part of this search is being scaled back.
So, en français, on continue de faire la recherche dans les mêmes espaces qu'on a déjà visités parce qu'avec les changements de métier.
And Joseph, having done a very thorough search, can you tell us like the role of major crime in this and what you can tell us about that investigation?
Rob McCammon, Robert, and MCCAMON is the last name. So major crime became involved very early in the investigation. We're able to bring in some specialized knowledge and skill sets, and we help with the information management and decision making. As we scale back, as we've identified, there are certain areas that are going to be relooked at that could contain a confined area perhaps, and maybe need some more specialized search areas. But I'll leave that to the search crews to expand on. And we're going to continue pursuing any leads or information that comes in, and the stuff that we do have. We have engaged in all areas of the RCMP. All tools that are available to us are being considered and engaged when appropriate.
Do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, as a follow-up, that I guess the general population looks at it and says, you've searched very thoroughly this area.
Mm-hmm.
You would have found them if they were there, which then makes people, certainly on social media, people are assuming, rightly or wrongly, that there's a criminal element to this.
Sure.
And can you, I know, what can you tell me about that, your work on that potential?
Well, I can't really speculate on the investigation, obviously. That wouldn't be fair to the process. But we are constantly reviewing everything that's been done, looking at all different facets of available information, and we'll make decisions on that. I can't really comment on the details of that, but we will pursue every lead that becomes available and take it to where it needs to go.
So with the answer that they're giving is kind of a non-answer, right? The person asked, is there a criminal element to that? And they're saying, well, we're scaling back, and we'll take it to wherever the investigation leads.
So, is there a question? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, Nicholas again with CBC National News.
We'll get to all
said
that.
It wasn't suspicious. You think the kids just wandered off. Now you're saying every missing person's investigation is considered suspicious. Is it still suspicious? Are there any suspects here?
Again, I'm not going to comment on the details of the investigation, but I will comment when somebody goes missing and we become engaged as any police officer, not just major crime, we will look at all the details and make considerations on the information we have, right? When it comes to a missing person, we have to automatically consider those, are there people that have different charter implications and things like that? So we will automatically start to consider what evidence is pointing us towards a suspicious in nature. Again, I can't comment more than that, but every missing person case, we would approach it from the same process. A methodical collection and review of information with decisions based on that.
And the family has said they believe it's an abduction or they suspect it's an abduction. Are there now any clues or anything leading you to think that might be possible?
If we had any information that led that way and we felt that we could provide anything with the public, we would have done that. We would have got that information out. We're working very closely with the family and we will pursue every avenue. But again, I'm not going to make any specific comments, but anything that would point towards that, we would immediately take steps to address things that need to be addressed.
Blair Rhodes, CBC. I think this question is most appropriate to Staff Sergeant. You talked about survivability. I was wondering if you can address that specifically, given the ages of the two missing children and the weather conditions we've experienced this week.
Yeah. So the incident command person with the RCMP, along with the search manager, at some point have to make a decision when would it scale back this search. And a number of factors would have to take consideration, and they would, based upon scientific information that they have, to deem when that time has to come, and that is now. And a lot of those factors come into play would be the age of the missing persons, the weather, how long it's been, what area has been covered. So at that point, they have to make a decision on that.
I hate to ask this, but given their age and the conditions, if they were still in the woods, do you think they would?
This is kind
I
of
guess it goes back
Summer
to
Wells 2.0.
all
I'm
those
going to show you
factors have
guys
to
in a
come into
minute.
play, right?
It's
So we are scaling back because it's time to move to a different part of the search.
a lot of times, in my opinion, I think police are telling us without telling us. It's time to move on to a different part of the search. Is just exactly what he just said. Um, of course, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but I feel like mom may start talking in this now that she is away from uh, her husband. Um, I there's been reports that they were all abused, but nothing confirmed at this point. So we'll see. But we're gonna get really deep into it. So just hang tight.
First off, sir, Paul Holmes from CTV. Scale back versus active search. I know
She may have always. She may have.
140 searchers on the ground before squaring kilometers. You said, can you quantify what scale back is? Like fewer searchers, smaller area, larger area?
See, I didn't think they were married either, but then they keep saying stepfather. That's not a stepfather.
Yeah. So just to go to the first point, there's been a lot of searchers here, and we can't thank them enough for being here. They've given up. A lot of them have been here since day one, and they have given up. Some have taken time off work, some have left their families behind, and we are very grateful for that. Saying that, we will look in on them and their senior managers to give us some recommendations of what else we can do. But we will take that and we will explore whatever we have and whatever we can do to check in spots that need to be checked or whatever.
I mean, they did. Yeah, Gypsy just said it's gone from rescue to recovery. I mean, there's only a certain amount of days, that someone can remain viable, especially a child that's just a few years old, or 4 and 6. So they did acknowledge that this going into this, that they need to go back, and how long can these kids stay viable, and it's most likely a recovery at this point. Yes, common law after 1 year in Canada. Thank you for that, Canadian.
But at this point in
That's
time,
probably what it is.
after today, we just won't
They've
see
been together 3
all these
years.
searchers here.
That's probably what it is.
Sure. Amy, if you're comfortable
Amy.
with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I saw a person yesterday who was dressed like you, limping, being carried out. People are hot and sweaty to the South Texas point. A lot of hard work. Can you talk about how rough it was in the woods? Like, it looks almost impossible. What did you see, or what did your people and your team see when you went into this wilderness?
Well, these woods, they are very thick. There's a lot of the hurricane damage from Fiona a couple of years ago, and we've had teams struggling to get through areas, and I can't say anything more about the searchers. They're pushing through all of these areas, going through all of these deadfalls, going through waterways and anything possible just to cover their search areas. So we know that everything has been so thoroughly searched that it's time to, as they say, scale back, and we are exhausting people, and we're starting to see more
You.
injuries coming back the last couple of days. And
Testicular trauma. What a name. Thank you.
it's hard terrain. Amy Hansen.
Like I said, last night, the little bit that I did know, I've really worked my butt off trying to find information on this. And I will say that, it's very rare for a parent or even a stepfather to hurt two children, two babies at one time. It's a rare. Can it happen? Absolutely, it can. But to me, it sounds more like they either walked off, which I'm not really believing, to be quite honest with you, but it could. It's very possible. Or something happened in that house. Perhaps they got into something. I pray not. so sad. But we're just going to have to see. There's been no signs, no confirmed sightings, nothing. And also, there's 2 children out there. Highly unlikely that that both of them would be together at this point. That being said, they have twice as likely to find one of them, right? Because there's 2 out there with all the technology and stuff that they have. Now, a 4 and a 6-year-old are very, very, very small. But I'm telling you, the technology that is out there, I've seen it with my own eyes. It can literally find a field mouse walking through a field.
And I will note as well, having had the opportunity to participate yesterday in a helicopter search as well, it is immensely clear looking from above, based on the orange tags on the trees, how thoroughly and meticulously the area has been searched, based on the indications you can see even from up in the air of how thorough the searches are. So I also give a hats off to the many searchers who have participated here in support of finding Lily and Jack. Yeah, would you like to go ahead?
Just with the search still continuing in the forest, is there evidence that the children are in the forest?
Very slowly.
Very good point, D. Mom and dad, stepdad said that they were gone approximately 20 minutes before they called authorities. I don't really understand that. Whenever they said that they woke up, they kind of fell back to sleep, and they woke up again not hearing voices. If you are asleep, how do you know it's only been 20 minutes? That would be my question. But
Are radios able to pick up Staff Sergeant McKinnon here with this train? Or? That's it. Okay. We'll wait.
they have processed the house. Another thing to me that is highly questionable is the kids were off school all week. And again, that makes me, was there anybody that saw or heard from these kids all week? Was there? I'm saying, and again, we have no idea if there's foul play, but what I am saying is if there is foul play, they could have had a week to have done something. Right, because they weren't at school all week. Because they were sick. Were they taken to the doctor during that week? Any of that?
is that any better at this point with the bell passed?
This is just a nightmare. It's just a nightmare.
I'll note as well the reason that the train is passing by slowly is out of respect for the fact that Lily and Jack are missing here. So it's passing slow in order to have their staff be aware and note the ongoing missing person investigation happening in the area here. So that just does again speak to the number of people involved and aware of this search and everything that's happening in this area and the awareness.
My wrench, that's a good question. That's a fair and good question. I know the 6-year-old was. Maybe she was in preschool, maybe not. Okay. 4-year-old was in preschool, Christina says. Thank you so much. Thank you, Smiley Playhouse. Really do appreciate you. Thank you so much, my friend. Welcome to the Pearl family. I tell you guys, this has got to stop. This really has to stop. These kids going missing, like, it's too much. It is just too much. These babies are just, ugh, can't take it.
And the way that the information has spread so widely through Nova Scotia and Canada. So I think we were with your question.
Yeah, so I think it was just about would you guys still investigate searching for children in the forest? Have you found any evidence that they are in the forest?
Okay. Have we found any evidence?
Yeah, so at one point there was a possible boot impression found, and I can tell you that they search and rescues then performed grid searches of that area and expanded out from that area in a meticulous fashion. They're focused and tight searches, and nothing else was found.
And do you believe that the evidence you found was children?
It appeared it was a possible boot print of a smaller boot print. So when we have a possibility like that, that's when we exhaust that area as well. So make sure that wasn't a clue that we were missing.
Lindsay Armstrong with Canadian Press. I'm wondering, I understand K9 unit has been involved. Have cadaver dogs been involved at this point?
I don't believe cadaver drives have been involved at this point yet.
Will they become involved? And I'd also like to circle back to Blair's question on survivability. If we give a little bit more detail there about how you're making the equation, bringing in cadaver dogs and assessing survivability.
So cadaver dogs could be the next step in terms of when we talk about scaling back. That could be another option that we now look at using. And getting back to that point, I mean, that decision was made based on a lot of factors. And if we thought they were alive right now, we'd still be out there.
Again, that's a really powerful thing that they just said right there. If they thought they were alive, they would still be out there. This is a recovery at this point. A 4 and a 6-year-old. Where the hell are they?
Not that I'm worried. I can speak to of the cadaver dogs are coming or not. I can't speak to it.
Is there a question here? No. So George, do you two have something global? No? Okay.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Jones with the Globe and Mail. Wondering if you can clarify. We heard major crime has been involved since Sunday. Is that correct?
Saturday morning.
Since Saturday. Okay. So do you believe the children have met foul play?
Do you want to talk?
Again, I'm not going to comment on specifics of the investigation. We're going to continue on, and when we get to a point that we've got information that we're able to make any decisions that are able to be public, we'll let you know at that time. But right now, I'm not going to comment on specifics. So.
Okay. So, but you don't believe the children are alive anymore?
No, based on the experts and the review of the facts, the inclement weather, the time frames, and their age, the likelihood that they're alive right now is very low.
Okay, and can I just ask one more question about the scaling back of the search? Are you reducing the number of searchers out there, or is it being concentrated just with RCMP now, or how is that looking differently on the ground?
Yeah, absolutely. So the searchers will be finishing at the end of their operational period today, and now it'll come back to the Pictou District RCMP, and we'll make decisions and put in plans of how we move forward.
So rather than having the large presence here, the massive number of searchers on scene every day, searches will be based on information that comes in and specifics in order to make things pointed and specific to areas that are pinpointed or specific to a search need in the area. I believe we've gone through the group for questions at this point. So out of respect for the police officers here and the many searchers who are still there, I'd like to conclude our media availability today. Oh, sorry, is there one person with, sorry, my apologies, sorry.
Alex Dario, Stingray Radio. You mentioned you're circling back to find clues. You talked about the blueprints. Are there anything you're looking
I'm going to
to
show you all
find,
some stuff.
find, or
Got a
close to
lot to
find
go
in this
through.
situation?
We're looking for any type of clue, any information to help us out. and then we'll take that information and work forward from that.
Second follow-up, is the boot print still involved?
Yes. Testicular says, I completely forgot about the uncle's, is that boyfriend's brother? Did anyone else catch that? Holy hell, my brain just went somewhere else. I know that there's an uncle that lives on the property as well. I'm getting ready to show you guys the property. We got some new footage, some pictures coming in. I'm going to show you all of that, and we're going to go through a timeline. We're going to be here a while, okay? So please hit that thumbs up button, grab you your favorite beverage, and get comfortable. We got a lot to talk about.
In the search process, or was that deemed to be not relevant?
I can't say it's not relevant, but it was the search was exhausted in that area, and we were not able to find any more clues or evidence of that area. So.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, can you clarify? You just said to the previous question that the ground search and rescue is being called, like the volunteers are being called off after today.
Yes, at the end of the operational period today, they will be done.
Can you see that in French?
À la fin de la session aujourd'hui, les équipes de sauvetage qui sont ici, leur opération sera finie à la fin de la journée aujourd'hui, le 7 mai. Merci. Again, out of respect for the search and rescue teams that continue to be on scene here and the police as well, we conclude this media availability today. And our thoughts do remain with Lily and Jack's loved ones at this difficult time. Alors que nous concluons ce point de presse aujourd'hui, nos pensées vont aux proches de Lily et Jack dans cette période difficile.
Okay.
Nous vous remercions de votre attention.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So that is the press conference. Let me kind of show you the setting about where we're going through with this. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it. Consider becoming a member of the Pearl family. So this is where they live. It's kind of an overview of where they live. Now, as you can see, I mean, it's kind of reminds you of Summerwell's place. I don't know if, I mean, does the uncle, is this, I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say this, but is this a home where the uncle lives, or is this a barn? Yeah, we're going to show mom's interview and all that. I've seen a lot of those types of homes where we live. Yeah, and I mean, listen, you know, people live differently than you know, some of us, and that's fine. However, you know, you got to take care of your kids. That's the main thing. Poor does not mean dirty or anything like that. Of course, there is an RV there. I think it's parked right here. Maybe the uncle lives here. Maybe the uncle lives here. Of course, this is Nova Scotia. It gets extraordinarily cold during the winter. There is some other photos that I can show you. As well. Okay, and this is I think there's a video of one of the parents doing an interview on this porch. You know, I mean, it you know, aesthetics is not their strong point, for sure, but we're not worried about that. We're worried about where these 2 children are. That's the only thing that matters at this point. We can get to all of that stuff later. What is that in the back of the house? Looks like a cliff. So I'm going to show you the actual setting of the land through Google Maps. Right, so we'll go to Google Maps, or Google Earth, rather. And this is the last time this has had a video, or Google's came through here, was 2018. So long time ago, right? And this is what it looked like then. Of course, I'm sure the Earth is still the same, but you know, the trailer and stuff isn't. You know, that's obviously changed in the last 7 years or so. Wonder if they got any other dates through here. Let's look above it here. So this is the area that we're working with. I mean, look at this, guys. Look how incredibly dense, right? I mean, you got to understand, Canada is, what is it? It's the second biggest country in the world. Russia, and then Canada, number 2, right? It is massive. Canada is massive. It goes from the Great Lakes to the North Pole. I mean, literally, it's huge. It's dense. There's wildlife, trees, just mosquitoes like you've never seen, by the way. And it is very sparsely populated. I think it's like 90 some percent of Canada's population lives within just like so many miles of the United States border. It's all, most Canadians live south, closer to the United States border, naturally, because probably the weather. They're not near the ocean, but it looks like it otherwise. There's a tide issue as that. Yeah, I was looking at this. There's a lake right there, right? There is a lake right there, very close. Whoops, you can't see it there because I guess it's all the greenery, but there is a lake there, and of course, it looks like it freezes during lots of little lakes, right? Lots of little lakes. And they live at Nova Scotia 289. Let's see here. It's just incredible how. What are they close to? I mean, look where they're at. They're, way over here. It's very, very cold. Let's go back over here. All right. So we're going to get to some of the interviews and all that. I just wanted to kind of show you this. There's just not a lot of anything. I wonder if it'll. Nope, there's not even. Google Earth didn't even go there. Okay. Wanted to show you that. I'd say that there's probably not a store in sight, to be honest. Probably not. Oh, I have a feeling on this concerning. It's definitely definitely concerning, to say the very least. All right. There is a Facebook group for little Lily and Jack Sullivan. There's a few, but one's gathered really big very quickly. Let me show you the interview of the mother. Of course, everyone always says everyone acts differently in times of crisis, and that is absolutely true. However, there is a baseline that we can go off of what is generally standard in how people behave, particularly mothers, fathers, that kind of thing. Thank you, Smiley's Playhouse. Really do appreciate you. Welcome to the Pearl family. All right. Now remember, mom is no longer speaking to her common law husband. We're going to get to him. We got some interviews with him we're going to talk about. I'm going to give you guys the timeline, all of that. Also, if there's anybody in that area in Nova Scotia, let me know. Text me, email me, write it in chat. Love to hear from you.
Just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up. I heard them playing in the next room beside us. And I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing.
I'm going to be a little prejudiced on this. I think she's giving too many details right there because we can't hear that sliding glass door.
But we weren't aware of it at the time, and
But we weren't
the
aware
next thing
of
we
it.
knew, it was quiet, and we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, "Do you hear the kids?" And he says, "No." And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them, and I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call. They're both really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now. But we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued.
I mean, I don't know how she's not crying. Maybe she's just trying to get through this, but I've already cried during this live stream, and you would think a mother would be.
Dude, not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware, someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be alerted. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm. We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found.
Sorrow is an interesting word. Sorrow. Yeah, I guess it could be used in a time like this, but sorrow is generally with death.
Want them home. Everyone loves them. They are definitely verbal, and they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have issues with school, and they don't catch up with the other kids. I just want to remain hopeful, but there's always in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds.
Okay. Last night, I didn't understand that when I watched this. She said last night was the worst because I didn't have them in their beds. I was thinking last night, she meant, I was like, well, why weren't they in their beds? But they had already gone missing now, which is kind of something similar to what Edgar states. He said, we have a child that's, not in his bed.
And I don't want to go
I think it was a slip. I think he was going to say something
through that
else.
another night without them.
Another night without them.
Just staying as hopeful.
Okay.
Take out to the Bahamas next week.
I don't know why. I hate how Facebook does that. All right. We're going to go over some of Grizzly's stuff. She said we could do that. A lot of people are going over the parents' words as well. The linguistics of it all. Do want to show you a couple things. Then we're going to I'm going to show you guys the Facebook group as well.
Children in Nova Scotia has entered a fifth day.
It has been a few days, but that has not dampened the hopes of the GSAR teams and the police who are here to try and get these kids home.
It's not something that happens very often. And you're just hoping and praying they find them as soon as they can.
Police believe 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan wandered away from their home in Lansdowne Station Friday morning. RCMP have been focusing on a 3.5-kilometer radius from where the children were last seen. The search zone is now being expanded. Up to 140 people at a time have been searching for the children with the help of police dogs and drones. CTV's Scott Hurst is joining us now with the latest on the search. What are you learning this morning, Scott?
Marcia, truly a heartbreaking situation in northern Nova Scotia as the search for these two young children continues. Now, the latest from RCMP in specific question to what is the exact latest on the ground we're hearing overnight, in addition to the continuous effort of ground teams, those four...
You're right. They do need to, I'm sure that they have done the geofencing, Chica. I hope so. The thing that really concerns me about this is those children were not in preschool or school the week before. And I don't know if, thank you, Debbie. I don't know if did anyone have eyes on those children? Did anyone hear those children during that week? If not, they could have been missing long before she called this in. I am hoping that now that mom is away from the stepfather, if you will, it's a common law marriage in Canada after a year, Canadian Cookie was telling me, that if she knows something, she is talking, she is speaking, and maybe that is why they have scaled this back and they are turning this into another investigation. They have openly said it is highly unlikely that these children are alive, which is just unthinkable. These two little babies here on the screen. Unimaginable. So I'm glad mom's away from this stepdad, but we need to know more.
drones with infrared technology were deployed through the darkness. Now, right now, family members say they're doing everything they can to remain hopeful. The exhaustive search, as you mentioned, now in its 5th day, and it's believed they wandered away from their home in the rural area of Pictou County in Nova Scotia. That is northern Nova Scotia, northeast of Halifax. Now, 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan were reported missing around 10 a.m. on Friday, last seen in Lansdowne Station. As you mentioned, crews initially focused on a 3.5-kilometer radius of a wooded area over the weekend, and they're using ribbons to track the ground that's already been covered to ensure that they don't go back over those tracks and that could continue to search areas that haven't been searched, but then they expanded their footprint yesterday. A lot of people have searched on the ground, as we mentioned, helicopters and drones from above as well. And
Okay, let me show you this. What's going on in this group right now, because people talk, locals talk, people know. Okay, here we go. Someone writes here just an hour ago, some photos of the property for people who are not familiar with it from an aerial view, as well as a very clear picture from the back of the home. The backyard is actually fenced in, primarily with a lot of garbage pallets and pieces of tin, etc. A normal person would have a decently hard time crawling over the junk, let alone a 4-year-old in a diaper or a little girl. The brother lives in the camper's trailer that has a tarp on it and the roof. Multiple vehicles seen in the yard. RCMP helicopter that was parked nearby. You can clearly see the back door to which they said they went out. However, their stories go completely against each other. He said he was out hours before they called the authorities, going through waist deep water, looking through culverts, etc. He said this in his interview. We can play that interview, by the way. She said that as soon as she noticed them missing, she called 911 immediately. Remember, we just heard her say that. As soon as she found out, immediately she called. Both of the stories completely contradict each other. She also did not leave on her own decision. The RCMP, as well as DCS or CPS, strongly recommended her to leave with the baby, or there was to be a possibility of CPS being involved in opening an investigation because of all the drug paraphernalia, among other things, inside the home. That has been something that has been, reports have been coming out about, that there could be CPS activity because of, quote, something they found in the home, end quote. Now, this person is saying alleged drug paraphernalia. To me, it's not too far off that could be true. But again, we don't know. The interview with the major crime detectives is slowly introducing all of this to the public, that it is no longer a search and rescue, and it hasn't been for quite a while. A lot of stuff is about to come to surface. All right, and I showed you these earlier, some of these, but there is a lot more of them in this one. Thank you so much, Summers Army. I really do appreciate your support on this one. Thank you, my dear. Love you, Justin. Thanks for everyone, your prayers with my. Oh my God, Summers Army. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. What a day, man. What a day. I'm really sorry, Summers Army. Do you need anything, honey? You just let us know. Mm-mm-mm. Really sorry, honey. I've literally didn't sleep last night. So I've been digging on this and it's just been rough. Rough. And so look over here. The backyard is literally fenced in. Right? It's literally fenced in. Let's look at this closer. Right? It's fenced in. It's completely fenced in. Do you think a 4-year-old is going to get through that? In your opinion? Let's look at this poll that I did earlier. Let's see here. So the poll is at this time, I just ended it. What are your thoughts on this case? Leaning foul play, 62%. Still unsure. Don't know about the case, 34%. Kids walked off on their own, 3%. You know, it's just going to be hard. Okay, so this is damn. This is where the brother lives. That's just dangerous, man. To have a stove like that coming out of the window. That's really dangerous. That's where the brother lives. And I guess that's the barn of some, you know, some sort. Wow, look at all the. Okay, there's like a little stream that goes by their house. Lots of trash. Okay, here we go. This is where, again, the brother lives. There's not, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I was asking Pink. I don't think the brother has spoken whatsoever. Is it her brother or his? That's a good question. I think it's hers. Brother's. It's the boyfriend's brother. And oh, Christina, okay, I did not know that. It's the boyfriend's brother and mother? Okay, when did anyone find out about what in the Breaking Bad is going on? I know. It's just sad to me that kids live like this. Not that they live, not that anyone's poor or anything like that, because poor, you can be the best parent out there and be broke as hell. But just live uncared, unkept. You don't got to be spotless. You got to be safe, though. This is the sliding glass door that they supposedly opened up. Let me make it bigger. Yes, that is what reports are saying. Meme Gene, cops and SPF been there lots before. It looks dangerous for a child. Yes. Wasn't in bed. Somebody had to have seen those babies at the time of the morning. Now, y'all, that door ain't smooth. It doesn't look like it, Lulu. Is the home a trailer? This is the home. The grass is really green. Yeah, it's Nova Scotia. There's just a lot of there is reports that there was a lot of cars and stuff there. Four-wheelers, all of that as well. She is supposedly staying with her mother. Does anyone know if her mother has spoken? I just worry.
We are constantly reviewing everything that's been done, looking at all different facets of available information, and we'll make decisions on it. I can't really comment on the details of that, but we will pursue every lead that becomes available and take it to where it needs to go.
So, is there questions? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, Nicholas, I with National News. You at first said it wasn't suspicious. You think the kids just wandered off. Now you're saying every missing person's investigation is considered suspicious.
Yes.
Is it still suspicious? Are there any suspects here?
Again, I'm not going to comment on the details of the investigation, but I will comment when somebody goes missing and we become engaged as any police officer, not just major crime, we will look at all the details and make considerations on the information we have, right? When it comes to a missing person, we have to automatically consider those, are there people that have different charter implications and things like that? So we will automatically start to consider what evidence is pointing us towards a suspicious in nature. Again, I can't comment more than that, but every missing person case, we would approach it from the same process. A methodical collection and review of information.
Listen to what he says right here.
Person's investigation is considered suspicious. Is it still suspicious? Are there any suspects here?
Again, I'm not going to comment on the details of the investigation, but I will comment.
He didn't say, no, there's no suspects. He just absolutely, I'm not going to comment on that.
When somebody goes missing and we become engaged.
Many times their non-answer is indeed an answer, but you just have to read through it. It's just that simple. Guys, hit that thumbs up, please. Become a member if you want. I would greatly appreciate that. Again, here's the group. It's called Missing Lily and Jack Sullivan Discussion and Updates. Someone just writes, I have a theory something happened to the children Monday night or Tuesday morning. They called in the kids sick, panicked, not knowing what to do. I think that because of the upcoming anniversary of Dylan, there is a good chance one of them maybe saw a post about Dylan, and that's why it came up with a similar story. There was another girl in the news in BC that was missing the day before, but was found safe. SP could have maybe seen the two situations and how long and how that's how they came up with the story. I'm curious if anyone knows the mom and the stepdad personally. What type of people are they? I would like to see that answer. I saw this. A few years ago, me and my friends went to a cottage with the stepfather and mother of the two kids at the time. They had only known each other for a few days after meeting on Facebook dating. Facebook has dating? I got bad vibes from the stepdad. The first night we stayed there, come time for the kids to go to bed, the mother and her new boyfriend went upstairs, and Jack and Lily apparently to put them to sleep. But instead, they were fornicating with the two kids up there and three kids downstairs awake. I, for one, think that is very gross and disturbing for any parent to do that type of thing around their kids around at all, especially after knowing that they just met. just had to share my experience with these two, about these two. Someone writes, someone who worked with Daniel said he was a nice guy for what it's worth. No one mentioned the mom. Also curious, there has to be a few in here. I've seen a number of people say they do in a group. You recall what they've said? I do know they claimed that they had firsthand knowledge that they had previously done rugs with the parents. One another claimed to have used to party with mom and was surprised she ever had kids because she was goth or emo. What's emo? She called her and was a rug user with her. What's emo? Sounds like Elmo, but emo. Parents are not legally married. Not legally married. But they are. Why was Jack kept from school if it was Lily that had a cough? Bingo. Bingo. I just, yeah, people are comparing this to Summer Wells.
Thing.
Okay,
we covered everywhere possible.
Listen,
even in the first day we did.
This is stepdad.
Even with me running through the woods, I was ahead of the helicopters and ahead of the drones and stuff like that. Screaming as loud as I can, just until my throat hurt. Running through water that was up to my waist. And as soon as I got back, I wasn't allowed back in the woods until a man dressed in military outfit said I could go back into the woods. We were searching. We covered everywhere possible. Even in the first day we did.
Elmo. I said emo, not Elmo, but so good to see you, Elmo. Love you, honey.
Even with me running through the woods, I was ahead of the helicopters and ahead of the drones and stuff like that. Screaming as loud as I can, just until my throat hurt. Running through water that was up to my waist. And as soon as I got back, I wasn't allowed back in the woods until a man dressed in military outfit said I could go back into the woods. We were searching.
Okay, so some people have mentioned that he had scratches kind of on his face. Now, I will say, to me, it looks like he's done some math in the past, if you will. You can see some sores in some pictures. I've got some photos because mom completely deleted all of her social media. Gone. But there has been some people that's got this only video on mom's Facebook of the kids before she deleted it here. The stepdad makes me uncomfortable, someone says. Okay, watch this.
Liam, come sing. I got him.
Wait, my birthday.
Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Lily, stop, honey.
Blow it, go.
Oh.
Yay!
Yay!
Everybody's awake.
Happy birthday!
Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Lily just is.
These kids wouldn't be very quiet. The kids are never quiet. At that age, listen. Those kids are not going to let you sleep unless they are nodded the hell out. But I just believe something happened earlier. I don't believe that they were 20 minutes. I believe they would have found them very quickly if it had been 20 minutes. 20 minutes and they called 911? How far can a 4-year-old go in 20 minutes after scaling a fence? This just breaks my heart, y'all. It really does. Just really does, man. It's terrible. It's terrible. Why do these kids have to suffer like this? We're getting ready to look at some other things here. I just love to see what people are saying here. Okay. Let me show you just some pictures of them before we get to the video. So this is, you know, better times of mom and the stepdad. He gives me a bad vibe, to be honest with you. But this is what happens many times. I'm not saying this happened in this case, but these guys will get they'll get a girl hooked on rugs, or they're already hooked on it. And unfortunately, addiction is a powerful thing. It's so powerful, it can take your life. And they sacrifice everything for the rugs. So he's got, some scars and stuff on his head. I don't know, what that is. She's a beautiful girl when she's done up, very pretty girl. I don't see them having much patience for a child that behaves the way, yeah. Exactly, be great. And they just have not. They have just not been able to find them at all. And now, unfortunately, these two babies right here are most likely gone. Beautiful little babies. Beautiful little babies. All right. So, I want to go over Grizzly, some things Grizzly was talking about, so we can get it all down. I'm going to show you all a bunch of stuff here as well shortly. All right, here we go.
If you go onto Facebook and you type in Lily and Jack Sullivan, as you can see on screen here, okay, you type in their names, or Jack and Lily Sullivan, or Missing Kids Nova Scotia, or Canada Missing People, you will find these flyers, okay? I will also be sharing them on X and on social media so that you could just repost. But if you want to screenshot this, if you want to go to Facebook and you want to share this, please do. So Missing Children Society of Canada made this flyer. They said circumstances they were missing since May. They've been missing since May 2nd of 2025. Last location is, and locals, help me say that, Gerlach Road in Lansdowne Station, Pictou County in Nova Scotia. Personal details. We're going to go over some more details in bullet points as well. I'm just going to read you this flyer here quickly. Sydney's mom, thank you so much for being a member for 28 months. And you said these children need to be found now. Yes, I agree. LL says lots of locals in the chat. Welcome to all the locals. Welcome also to my moderators, patrons, members, and subscribers. And yes, of course, all locals, thank you for being here with us. I really hope that they find these kids very soon and that they are alive and well. Thank you so much. So Lily, 6 years old, Jack, 4 years old. Lily's physical description is shoulder length, brown hair with bangs, might be wearing a pink sweater, pink pants, and pink boots. Physical description of Jack, short blondish hair, wearing blue dinosaur boots. If you have any information on this missing youth, please contact the following: All of these numbers are in the description box below as well. And of course, they're all over the flyers. And there's many ways to make contact if you see them, if you feel. So, picture of Lily on the left, Jack on the right. So Lily 6 and Jack Sullivan, siblings. They were reported missing on Friday, May 2nd of 2025 at approximately 10 a.m.
1 second.
Because Lily had a cough. And then he later said they
Yeah,
attended
this is
primary
important.
at Salt Springs Elementary School. Stepdad said that they were both not at school on Friday because Lily had a cough. And then he later said they also were not at school on Thursday. I've also.
So they weren't at school on Thursday and Friday. So Thursday is May 1st. They weren't at school May 2nd, right? And the 3rd was Saturday. 1 second here. Okay, so they reported missing May 2nd. Okay. Hold on.
Elementary school and Lily at pull-up diaper.
Missing Friday, May 2nd. I think they weren't in school even longer than that. Bio dad is in prison, allegedly. Yeah, Michelle, that's exactly what I was asking. I wanted to know, when is the last person someone laid eyes? So not in school, but they reported till the next day things that make you go hum. 5 days missing. Well, I don't know if it was 5 days, because they're saying that they weren't in school the 1st and the 2nd, but because Lily had a cough. Now, Thursday, May 1st, and if they were reported missing on May 2nd at 10 a.m., that makes me think that something may have happened at least Wednesday, April 30th.
No other clothing description.
That makes me think something could have happened. School break that week. A 4-year-old who's wearing pull-ups. Yeah, I saw that. Makes me wonder, April 30th. Perhaps even before. Who knows? But certainly April 30th.
Is available, which is
A 4-year-old should not be in diapers.
interesting. You know, like, what was he last week? Just a
But
pull-up diaper?
let me say something about that. I shouldn't have said that. Mom has claimed they both have autism. Have they been formally diagnosed with autism? I don't know. But she claims they both have diagnosed, or not, she's not diagnosed. She claims that they both have autism and that they're highly functional, though.
And rain boots? Jack Sullivan attended pre-primary at Salt Springs Elementary School and Lily attended primary at Salt Springs Elementary School. Stepdad said that they were both not at school on Friday because Lily had a cough. And then he later said they also were not at school on Thursday. I've also seen reports saying they weren't at school all week. So that's just interesting for the timeline, right? So there's pictures of the news shared of the cutest rain boots that they might be wearing. This is what they say has been described. It's like the dinosaur rain boots and the pink ones with the rainbows. Oh no, isn't that so cute? The stepfather, Daniel Martell, says that they came to live with him 2 years ago. He's
What?
apparently been dating the mother for 3 years. Daniel and Malaya I hope I'm saying her name right, have an 18-month-old together. I think an 18-month-old daughter, if I'm not mistaken, but they have a little baby together. So there were 3 children in the home. Lily, 6, Jack, 4, and an 18-month-old baby. And these 2 have been together, the adults, for 3 years and apparently lived out here. I think this is a picture of the home, right? That's what they're sharing all on the media, for 2 years or so, right? Okay, so we're going to look at the interviews of, because the stepdad has been very vocal with the media, and so has the mother of the children as well. Okay, I'm just first giving you some really critical details that need to be shared ASAP, because some people might only have 5 minutes to be here. So I'm just like trying to get out all those details. So if you have to go, I hope you'll come back later for the replay, but then at least you know what's the timeline looking like. Where is this? Okay. The siblings were last seen at their family home on Gerlach Road in Lansdowne Station, a rural, heavily wooded area, approximately 12 miles or 20 kilometers southwest of New Glasgow and 100 miles or 160 kilometers northeast of Halifax, according to their
All right, let's get
stepfather
to this.
of 2025. Okay.
I'm just staying as hopeful as possible. I'm just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them.
Okay, so listen carefully, because they share a lot of details in these interviews. I can only hear it in my left ear, so I guess it's only like mono, like so only one side. So if you're listening with your right ear, like AirPod or whatever, put it in the other ear, okay? Left side.
And they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet, and we get up, and I tell him, my partner Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says no. And we get up instantly. We're looking outside, we're looking everywhere, yelling for them, and I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call. They're both really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now, but we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued. Not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware, someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be alerted. We thought maybe that we found.
Okay. I'm doing my very best to reserve judgment, which I think is what we're supposed to do, because it doesn't help to just blame any of the parents at this point. Social media is already doing it, just in case you feel a certain way. The only thing I want to
This
say
was
is when
yesterday, by the way.
both the mother and we'll watch the stepfather's interview, say they talk to anyone, they'll take candy from anyone. I don't think that's a good thing. No, teach them not to do that. Just like I know they're trying to describe them as friendly, but it makes me really worried if they say, "Oh."
Thank you, Blue Angel, for your support. I appreciate that, my friend. Justin, you know who she sounds like? Oh my God, guys, I bet you. Guys, if I have been blaring your ear out for the past 1 hour and 45 minutes, I so apologize. I just now noticed my microphone was on full blast. YouTuber, I did read it, honey. I got it. Thank you so much. I can't text you back because of where you are, but I did get it. Thank you so much. It won't let me text you back. Thank you so much, Blue Angel, for 7 months. Justin, you know who she sounds like. One guess. Oh my God, it sounds just like her. It sure does. Yep. Yeah. It's okay, Justin. We can adjust our microphone. I've been so off today, y'all. It's just one of those days, I guess. I'm trying to
Oh
keep
yeah,
it
they'll just
going.
like the stepdad said they'll just like walk up to someone's car and get in. Why do you not teach them otherwise? Oh my word, that is so scary. And of course, it would be nice if there
16
was
or
an
18
alert and
months,
everyone
Kaz.
knew that they were missing. But what else would be nice is if they were
What do you
found,
think?
right? Yikes.
Tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling
Lots.
warm. We're all filled with
It's Megan Boswell. A lot of people are comparing this to Chris Watts as well. I've seen that a lot in the comments. Sebastian Rogers, Summer Wells, all of
pain
that.
and sorrow because we just
You'll see, there's only so many ways you can do things under the sun, right? There's only so many ways things can happen. And when you've been in true crime, one case will remind you of the other case and they'll have similarities. That being said, and that's why a lot of us that are here in true crime, we're like, oh, we've seen that before. Oh, we've seen that before. Oh, yeah, bad vibes here. Because when people are speaking, especially if they're lying, there's only a certain, you to make up a lie, you have to constantly be thinking about that lie. It's not truthful. It didn't happen. So you have to come up with it as you are speaking or you have prepared before. I'm not saying that they're lying or anything like that. I have no idea. But something does seem off, in my opinion.
want them found. We want them home.
Mainly the parents' accounts. Mom says she called as soon as she got she found out the kids were missing. She woke up and the kids were missing. Dad said no. He was out running, going waist deep in water and all that, and that's just totally, completely opposite. And they should not have two different stories.
Everyone loves them. They are definitely.
And I'll tell you something, CPS may be the blessing in this. And I'll tell you why about helping crack this case. One, because CPS, again, they cannot kick anyone out of the home, but they can say, we recommend you either leave or have this person in said home leave, or otherwise we are going to either open up a case, and or there's already a case rather, and go from there. So now that mom and stepdad are not communicating, right? It's kind of like when you go when a person, they put people in, they go down and they do interviews, they separate them so they can't talk, right? So now you're going to get, they haven't had time to align any stories if there is anything foul play going on. So it might be it might be in the best interest of this case that happening. Thank you so much, Summers Army. This case breaks my heart. It sure does. It sure does. Thank you so much for your support, honey. You've been through so much. I appreciate you.
Definitely verbal, and they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have
Now, I'm just going to say a little bit of judgment here as well. She says they have autism, but it's not extreme autism. To me, that doesn't sound like a parent with a child that has, or children that has autism would say they don't have extreme autism. That's not typically a word, a term that is used. Extreme autism, it's usually, they are, on the lighter side of the spectrum. They're highly functional. Extreme autism isn't a thing, right? It's a spectrum.
Issues with school, and they don't catch up with the other kids. I just want to remain hopeful. But there's always, in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them.
Okay, so that was that interview. We will also see the stepdad's interviews, but let's just continue with our presentation a bit here. I just wanted you to hear from the children's mother first, right? You guys, Laura's pilot says, "Oh man, catching some red flags." I don't know, man. I'm just listening intently. Okay, so the siblings were last seen at their family home, okay, at the Scarelock Road in Lansdowne Station, a rural, heavily wooded area, approximately 12 miles or 20 kilometers southwest of New Glasgow, and all of that. So according to the stepfather, Daniel Martel, the children were playing in another room. Even when the mother said, they both talk about them leaving out the sliding door and that they wouldn't hear them.
Okay. I want to show you something that our friend Deception Detective just put out on this. Bear with me 2 seconds. Deception Detective just put this out. Credit goes to Deception Detective. His link is provided in the description. Please, if you are not subscribed to Deception Detective or Grizzly True Crime, please go over there, subscribe to them. If you can become a member, support their channel in any way, they would, I'm sure, greatly appreciate that, as we all do. So link is provided in the description for Deception Detective and Grizzly as well. I'd like to hear Deception Detective's thoughts on this. Again, this is a fairly new case for all of us, and it is very active right now.
I want to hold them, and I want them home. What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time.
That's Malaya Brooks Murray talking about her missing children. And for someone who doesn't know what happened, she seems to know a lot about what happened. So to
And he's absolutely right. Like, how does she know that they went out that door, that it's quiet? I mean, you got to understand, these children are 4 and 6 years young, right? Kids are not quiet. If you have kids or grandkids, you've had kids apparently at one time, you understand kids that age are not quiet. They are loud, and they are into everything. Everything. So how does she know they went out of here and all of this? He's absolutely right.
today's video, let's watch her interview and see if we can spot any guilty knowledge. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis.
Exactly.
This channel exposes lies and manipulation. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For early access, exclusive videos, and other cool perks, consider becoming a channel member. Link in description. If you're not familiar with this case, don't worry because it's brand new. I only know about it because my lovely subscribers have asked me to cover it. So before we grab our deception decks and start analyzing, here's a quick recap.
The search for 2 missing children in rural Pictou County is now into its 5th day, and there's still no sign of 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan.
The siblings went missing last Friday morning when it's believed they strayed from their home in Lansdowne Station. CBC's Preston Mulligan joins us now live from the search area with the latest on the efforts. Preston.
Good evening, Tom. Well, as you said, yes, as we near the end of day 5 in the search for these 2 young children, sadly, there is still no good news report. The RCMP held a news conference a couple hours ago to give us an update. Basically, there's not much else to say other than the search for Lily and her brother Jack continues here and around these woods and these deep woods in the Lansdowne area. Now, RCMP Search and Rescue are still working under the assumption that the 4 and the 6-year-old wandered away from the home in Lansdowne, just south of New Glasgow on Friday morning. Today, some of the family members walked me through into that wooded area directly adjacent to where they live, maybe 20-second walk from the home into the woods. And as you walk into the woods, there's a little, kind of a tree fort, a little lean-to, and that's where the kids would play. And the family around there say they find it very hard to believe that given how thick the brush is on some of the steep banks around that area, and just the difficulty moving around if you sort of leave that trail, how difficult they find it to believe that they could have gone anywhere deeper than that into the woods.
No idea. I had no idea. I'm still searching every day. I'm waiting for information.
This is Stepdad again. For those of you just joining us, I don't know if this is. It looks like to me it's like a scratch of some sort. I just get a bad feeling.
Information. I have to let them do a lot of their stuff with the aircrafts and everything else.
Okay, so that's the rundown. 2 toddlers disappear from their home in rural Canada, and that last voice you heard there was their stepfather. Which brings me to one final thing I want to go over before we start analyzing Malaya, and that's how I set my baseline whenever I start analyzing a brand new case. If you've been here for a while, you'll know that I'm a big proponent of Bayesian reasoning. In other words, our baseline is set at the statistically most likely scenario. In the case of missing children, one of the most likely scenarios is that they wandered off and got lost. So any evidence that suggests that theory will weigh heavily right away. But any evidence of something less likely, like a stranger kidnapping or a UFO abduction, will be really hesitant to weigh that evidence very heavily unless it's amazingly convincing evidence. And I know it might sound biased or unscientific, but it's actually one of the best frameworks for making predictions. And based on statistics about missing children, the exacerbating factor of a stepfather rather than a biological father in the home, and the strange statements this mother's making, I'm going into this already suspecting that the children probably wandered off. It might be worse, but I'm going to say probably wandered off, and that they might be lying about it because they were drugged up or neglectful or something of that ilk. All right, without further ado, let's listen.
I'm just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time.
We're off to a bad start, and that's because this mother is doing lots of the things that we've seen verified hoaxers do on the channel. I've put the Spotting Hoaxes card from the Deception Deck, my 52 favorite rules for spotting lies and manipulation, on your screen if you want to read all 4, but I'm just going to point out 2 of them right now. First, she's conclusive about how the children left the house, when if her story were true, that they were in and out of sleep, and you can't hear whether or not that door is being opened or closed, she wouldn't be able to know that. She also said that the kids were outside playing. Maybe she's guessing about that stuff or suspects it, but there's no way to state it this conclusively. Unless, of course, she made up that story in her own head. Second, her story is vague. What does drifting in and out of sleep mean? What noises exactly did she hear which let her know that the children were playing in the other room? She didn't even say what the kids' names are. And this is yet another sign of a hoaxer, because hoaxers, especially when they have a co-conspirator, like I think her boyfriend might be, if they actually have guilty knowledge, have to line up their stories over time with themselves and with each other. So the more concrete details they give, the more opportunity for people to catch them in their lies. Or if they're just low IQ, like many of the hoaxers we've analyzed on the channel, they never even think of those details in the first place. All right, let's keep listening, but to be clear, our baseline still hasn't changed.
They happen to just get out that sliding door and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet. And we get up and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no. And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call. They're both really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone.
I can see why so many of my subscribers commented for me to analyze this case, because we're about to have a royal flush of deception deck cards here. So let's just go through them one by one. First of all, we have a temporal lacunae, or a jump through time. And liars often use temporal lacunae like suddenly or I just woke up and noticed, because they want to skip over incriminating parts of their story. Second, we have changing tenses. You may have noticed that she started off telling her story in past tense, as we can expect when someone's recounting something that happened in the past. But as she told her story, all of a sudden she switched into present tense. And this can happen when people are constructing a story in real time or reconstructing a made-up story in real time, rather than recounting actual memories. Finally, we have explanations, and liars often give unnecessary explanations because they know they're lying, so they don't take their believability for granted. In this case, she felt the need to tell us why she called the police, as if her kids being missing wasn't a good enough reason. But beyond the red flags in the deception deck, I don't like some of the other things she's doing here. For instance, she's setting up her and her boyfriend's alibi by telling us that they must have been sleeping at the time. But if she was sleeping, how could she possibly know that he was also sleeping? Couldn't he have been awake and done something to them while she was passed out? She never seems to consider that as an option at all. And this lack of curiosity or suspicion about a non-biologically related father in the household with their children could be explained a lot of ways, but one of those ways could be that she actually knows what happened, so she's not curious about what he may have done. Finally, I don't like how she's leaving all those little breadcrumbs to sort of suggest or imply to us that the kids must have been kidnapped or gone off with a stranger by telling us how talkative they are and all that sort of stuff. It's unnecessary, and it's pretty blatant if that's what she's doing. All right, let's keep watching.
They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now. But we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued. Not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be alerted. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm. We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We want them home. Everyone loves them. They are definitely verbal, and they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have issues with school, and they don't catch up with the other kids. I just want to remain hopeful. But there's always, in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them.
That's the end of the interview. So where are we at right now? Well, we have a mother making statements that sound deceptive and sound like she's trying to cover up some sort of neglect, possibly alcohol or drug use. We have a father who's a non-biological father, a stepfather, and we have two missing children who we've just learned might have autism. Unfortunately, all three are exacerbating factors in child abuse and neglect, and we've seen them in multiple cases we've analyzed on the channel. So if I'm betting right now, I'm betting that the children wandered off while the parents were getting stoned or high.
Of course, that will evolve as we analyze more statements. If you want me to analyze the stepfather's interview, let me know by liking, commenting, and sharing. Until next time, stay true.
All right, y'all. He's got it down, and I absolutely agree with him. Absolutely agree with him. Hey, Coexist. Thank you so much, my dear. Occam's razor, we faced with multiple explanations for a phenomenon. The simplest one is usually the most likely to be correct, sadly. Hashtag just saying. Yes, thank you so much, Coexist. Really do appreciate you, my friend. Very, very kind of you. Good to see you, my dear. All right. Oh, thank you, Diggin'. Hey, how you been, honey? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Love you. Please support. You work so hard. Thank you so much, Diggin'. Really do appreciate that, my friend. Hope you are well. Thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you, honey. And Alicia, thank you so much. 4 months coming in clutch. How you doing? Thank you so much, my dear. Hope you are well. Really do appreciate the support. Can't do it without you, my friend. I'm sure his brother and mother is in the RV out back, have been questioned. I wonder what they say about the situation. Yeah. Are they still there? That's the question, right? Are they still there? Theory. They think they went out back door because that's the only door that they say they couldn't hear. Justin, someone post said someone in here knows parents. Is someone in here that knows it? Let me know. Jen in Georgia, thank you, baby. Appreciate you for your support. You received that pearl necklace. Thank you. Please thank Jen in Georgia. Very kind of you, my dear. I really do appreciate your support. They have gone now, Grace says, posted on Facebook about boyfriend. You guys can send me anything you want by text or email. I'll put it right here. Can remain 100% anonymous. Just let me know you don't want your name mentioned by that. All right. Let me show you this now. Right here. I saw a brother laying in a four-wheeler half. I saw the brother laying in a four-wheeler half asleep. Great.
The major crimes unit has been involved since Saturday. So that's interesting as well. I did see an article today that said the stepdad was interviewed by the police for 4 hours, and he said, well, when you're telling the truth, you know, like what's there to stress about, basically. I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say it like that, but what I read was, oh, okay, he's just like, so, like, they question me, they let me go because I'm telling the truth. So, yes, okay.
So let me just say, for those of you just coming in, about the update on the case. So as of today, May 7, 2025, here's the latest developments in the case for missing siblings Lily and Jack Sullivan of Nova Scotia. After 6 days of intense searching, the RCMP, which is the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, announced that they are scaling back of the ground search operation for 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack, despite deploying over 160 searchers daily, utilizing drone police, dogs, helicopters, all of that. Approximately 4 square kilometers of dense forest, no confirmed sightings or significant clues have been found. The RCMP of the sergeant says, quote, we're transitioning from a full-scale search to a search in smaller, more specific areas. We'll be retracing our steps to ensure all clues have been found. While the physical search has been reduced, the RCMP emphasizes that the investigation remains highly active. The Major Crimes Unit has been involved since the early stages, conducting interviews and following up on leads. However, authorities have not disclosed any evidence, at this point at least, suggesting foul play. Now, they kind of brush over those questions, to be quite honest with you. In my opinion, that's seems to be where it's going, though. That's just an opinion. A possible boot print, though, could have been one of the children's, was found allegedly near the edge of their property, prompting an extensive search in that area, but no further evidence was found. I don't understand why just one boot print. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martell, reported that he and the children's mother, I always say her name wrong. Is it Mathala? Malia. It's Malia Brooks Murray, were asleep with their 16-month-old baby on the morning of May 2nd when allegedly Lily and Jack disappeared. The Daniel says that he has been actively cooperating with the investigation, providing his phone records, maps of the area, and even offering to take a polygraph test. Brooks mom says that she has refrained from speaking to the media, reportedly on the advice of RCMP. If you know any information about Jack or Lily, you can contact the RCMP at 902-485-4333, or you can call Crime Stoppers. You can remain 100% anonymous, 1-800-222-TIPS, 1-800-222-8477. Okay. Please do update us on the stepfather's interview. Okay. Let me see if I can find that. Father's. Does anyone know where he's staying at now? Because I don't think he's there at the house. Does he have family? That's a way to do it. SL Malaya. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Daily Mail just did an update as well. Let me just show you this. You guys are wanting to know about Daniel more, though. And I don't really blame you. This is the 2-minute. Oh, God, I need to take this banner down. This is not Deception Detective. This is Grizzly. He's still there? Okay. Here is the full interview.
We covered everywhere possible. Even in the first day, we did. Even with me running through the woods, I was ahead of the helicopters and ahead of the drones and stuff like that, screaming as loud as I can.
Ahead of the helicopters, ahead of the drones.
Just until my throat hurt, running through water that was up to my waist. And as soon as I got back, I wasn't allowed back in the woods until a man dressed in military outfit said I could go back into the woods.
4 days into the search for his missing stepkids, Lily and Jack Sullivan, Daniel Martell is pleading with the public to keep their eyes.
Now, again, he seemed to show some emotion there. Hey, Mohawk. Hey, Carla. Mimi. Good to see you back, girl. Rhonda, everyone in here. He does seem to show some emotions there. It could be fake. Courtney says fake. But many times people will show emotion, and it's not that they're faking. The tears are real, but many times it's the totality of the situation that people forget about. It's the totality of everything that has taken place, whether we know what all has taken place or not. Meaning he could be crying if he is allegedly involved of the things he's been through in the last, or just the overwhelming part of the interview and people going down your throat, and it's all the totality of it all. So you can't really judge on that. You
Is
know what I mean?
peeled, but he has begun to lose hope they are anywhere in the vicinity.
I hate being wet and cold. So they immediately would have came right back into the house. The only two prints are right beside the house facing the road, and then that's it.
Martel wants the search to be extended to include provincial borders in case the children were abducted, a reality he says is becoming more and more likely.
Post any officers they can get at the New Brunswick border, PI border, and get them at every airport possible.
Martel confirmed that when the two children went missing from the home behind me, Lily was wearing a pink shirt and pink rain boots. She was also carrying a white backpack with strawberries on it. Martel says although he didn't see Jack that morning, he is believed to be wearing a brown shirt, brown pants with a pull-up diaper on underneath, and blue rain boots with dinosaurs on them.
Now, again, they didn't allegedly see them go out the door, so how do they know that this is what they're wearing? Is it because, I'm assuming it's because they think that those things aren't there at the house, their boots and all this. But again, viewing from the outside, I would say the inside, it's probably not that clean inside. So would they be able to know exactly everything that they took with them? I don't know.
He also refuted the claim that the two children are nonverbal, saying while they are on the autism spectrum, they are quite trusting and say hi to everyone. According to Martel, his side of the family are currently the only ones at ground zero after Lily and Jack's mother left the county Saturday. But still, he remains, begging anyone with answers to come forward and bring his children home safe.
Anybody who has any information, or you think you've seen something or hear something, or any messages from friends about hearing something, just contact your local police services. Anything, guys, anything.
Ella MacDonald, Global News, Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia.
Good afternoon.
Okay, I'm getting some photos in that I don't think has been shared that much. I think this is from a local, perhaps. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But here is a photo of them, and I don't know who the other children are. He said nonverbal, but they are verbal. Kids will wander off and get twisted around in woods. Children have done this in the desert, Pippi says. The stepdad said that they are not nonverbal. He refuted the rumor that they were nonverbal. Thank you, Jersey lady. So he's saying it's not true that they're not nonverbal. Yeah, I'll make it bigger for you. He says nonverbal, but they will talk to anyone. She said that they were verbal. He said that they were nonverbal. Maybe I need to go back and play that and listen to that again. Okay. Testicular trauma. You're welcome to call in. If you want to call in, no pressure. Promise, no pressure. But if you have something you want to say, you're welcome to call in. I will open the lines. Anybody wants to call in? No, he said they were verbal. We'll go back and listen to it to get clarifications. I think I read somewhere he also had bio children, but not in his care. This could be them. Also, have a photo of his mother. Her name is Janie. Janie McKenzie. Let me check 1 second. Just trying to see if there's anything else on here. Lily. Give me 2 seconds. This was 7 hours ago. I'm just going to say what everyone else is thinking. These two parents. Okay, give me 2 seconds. CTV News just called me. They wanted to interview me about the two missing children, Lily and Jack. Okay. Let me show you this, y'all. This is Grandma. Is she the one that lives on the property? Testicular, you're welcome to call in. Again, I don't want you to feel pressured whatsoever. But if you want to, you're welcome to. Anyone's welcome to call in right now. If there's any clarification that we need, or you want to give your opinion, or you live in the area, or you don't live in the area, whatever, you're welcome to call in. So this is Daniel's mother. Her name is Janie McKenzie, MacKenzi. And people are missing. Thanks to everyone joining. People have gotten. I'm just looking at some stuff here, guys. Bear with me. Trying to find some information here. Lily and Jack. I don't know if she doesn't have a Facebook or if she has deleted hers as well. Someone says, I find it odd that the mother not once mentions their names in the interview and makes no plea for their safe return. Someone says, I find it even more odd that, according to comments, the mother has left town. Well, that was the mother has left town because allegedly DHS CPS told her she needed to if she wanted to keep the kids, or the 16-month-old. I want to just kind of show you. So, this, as a quote, as soon as I noticed that I didn't hear anything, I immediately jumped up out of bed, end quote. He, meaning Daniel, said in an interview outside the home. Hey, Minnie Panthers.
Hey, I just have two quick comments on this case.
Of course.
Well, first, actually, one is a question and one is a comment. My question is, the way she's presenting them as having autism, have they even been diagnosed, or is this just a self-diagnosis?
That was a question that I asked kind of earlier myself. It, in my opinion, she wasn't using common verbiage that,
Right.
you know, a parent would say with a child on the spectrum.
Exactly. So I kind of wonder if it's an actual diagnosis or her diagnosis of them. And that would be very interesting to find out the answer to that, in my opinion.
SL saying not diagnosed, and someone saying, but I don't, I don't know. I've not been able to, confirm that. If someone has confirmation on that, please send it to me.
Because that, to me, it's very odd if they're not diagnosed for her to immediately offer that up.
Right. Right.
And I'm also concerned, this goes to my other part. The wording is so much like KK, immediately. And
Sure is.
he did this and did that. And it's just, there's so many details that she's adding that you wouldn't normally add to any of it. I mean, it's like so many details. I'm just red flagging these two big time, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
He's giving way too much description. I mean, in the interviews.
okay. Jennifer she said not diagnosed.
Okay, yeah. See, that's immediately when the mother said that, it's like, oh, these kids are not diagnosed.
Yeah.
She's using this. And in my opinion, I don't think there was I mean, I'm not saying there was anything wrong with the children,
Mhm.
but if she has a 4-year-old that is still potty training, and from what we can see of the living conditions, I don't think a lot of effort was put into
Mhm.
teaching the children proper behavior and different things.
Mhm.
And the way she said that they don't, keep up with other children. How about they haven't caught up with other children yet? Because
To me, it just seems like they haven't been maybe worked with that much. You know what I mean?
Right,
That's
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like they needed more hands-on at home, and they're fine.
yeah.
But I don't know that. I don't know the children. But it red flags me with what I see to think maybe that's a possibility.
Mhm.
And I want to bring up a quick comment regarding Sebastian, if you don't mind.
Sure.
When KK had the most recent interview, I believe, is when she talked about the pull-ups, or in one of them she talked about the pull-ups, and she said, well, when he'd regress, we'd put him in them, but then when he would get his behavior back, then he would come out of them. Excuse me, you sent all of his underwear to Seth.
Yeah.
She's lying about that.
Mhm. Yep.
I mean, that's a bold-faced lie, because if you have a child that, as he's regressing, you're using them, but as soon as the behavior straightens, you're not giving away their underwear. You're hoping they're going to get back in them as soon as possible.
The thing is, they think that they are actually helping, but they just dig themselves deeper in a rut, in my opinion. So,
Right. Alrighty, well, I just wanted to ask about the autism diagnosis, if it was, official or not.
Mhm.
But her wording, it's like listening to KK,
Mhm. Yep.
to me,
Yep.
in my opinion.
I agree. All right.
Alrighty, well,
Thank
I'm going to let you go
you.
in case anybody else wants to get through. Have a good one.
Love you, darling. Take care.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Blue Panthers there. Tippy makes a good question, and I want to answer it as best as I can. Why would CPS suggest? One second. Why would CPS suggest that to all that to? Why would CPS suggest that at all to a parent? Does the mother have a history with CPS? There has been allegedly history of CPS. Now, again, it is because of allegedly things that they found in the home, allegedly including drug paraphernalia. Now, again, like I've always said, the last 2 days that I've known about this case, to me, it just doesn't seem plausible that a parent hurt 2 children. Can it happen? Absolutely. But to me, what seems more plausible is that those children, the parents were sleeping or nodded off, perhaps, if they are using, and those children got into something. Testicular, the number's right on the screen, baby. 307-228-4906. Yes. And that's absolutely true, Batgirl. A pull-up does not mean a kid isn't trained. They can still have nighttime accidents. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Phone number is right up on the screen, guys. Email is right up on the screen, guys. Right there in the red. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit that thumbs up button. Consider becoming a member of the Pearl family. I would greatly appreciate that. Always trying to grow. Yes, why would CPS tell her to leave? Okay. Hello, testicular. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing? Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, thank you so much for calling in. So you are local?
I am 4 hours south on
Okay,
the south
okay.
shore of Nova Scotia.
Gotcha. I remember last
And
night. Okay.
I'm a former child protection worker. I used
Awesome.
to be child protection for 25 years. So
All right, let's
if you're
hear it.
wondering about the system, so I'm speculating, but based on like there's a lot of community rumors. You know, these
Sure.
communities here are all small. They're all tiny, and
Mhm.
people here have known each other for generations. You have churches. You just had the Acadian Festival here, where entire families with the same last name, 20,000 showed up for it. And they go to the churches, and there's 500 family members in some families. So these are really connected, close-knit people. The information is that Children's Aid was likely involved. Look, she's got a bad history with men, right?
Yes.
The baby's father is already in jail. So we know that. She's a young mom with 3 kids under the age of 6. 2 of those children are not biologically this man's children, right? Given that she's from a small community, given that these children are missing school, given that they're delayed, I find it hard to believe that Children's Aid, or the version of it here in Nova Scotia, has not been involved. I find that very difficult to believe. Usually in situations when we are involved with kids that are under the age of 2, like let's say we've been involved since they were born and, they're doing supervision and they're just trying to help move the family along. It could take years. They usually do weekly visits. Like I used to have to.
Right.
So as soon as the baby was somebody under the age of 2, you do weekly visits. So unless they're saying, hey, don't come this week because the kid's not feeling well, that kid might not have been seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is quite possible. So my gut tells me, and it's just from experience, these kids either escaped early and the parents didn't notice because they were too busy getting high, passed out, whatever, or there was a drug overdose. And I'm telling you, it takes a little, small grain of fentanyl. Right? And you have that
less
in marijuana or anything.
than the size of a grain of salt.
Right. And so, I've been in many situations over the course of my years where, parents do something at the coffee table and the kid has a reaction just walking by, right? Picks up a pill off the floor, whatever. I suspect there was that DV on Saturday night. The police were called, her family's after him. Why, I saw messages on her Facebook before it was deleted, where somebody with the same last name as her, I think Murray, said, why didn't you ask me, baby girl, to go out and look? I'm a tracker. So she comes from a First Nation community. So chances are there are elders and people within that community who have those skills to go look for these kids, right?
Right.
So you have that going on. So you also have issues. Let's not, I know there's body expert issues going on and stuff, but let's also take into account she's also First Nation. They learn differently on how to communicate at the needs of their family members.
Now, can you explain what First Nation means?
Oh, First Nation, like Indian, Native Canadian.
Okay.
So she comes from a very small First Nation community, let's say. And so you'll have elders there. They, that won't speak until they're ready to speak. They use fewer words. Their vocabulary, so it just really have to be careful when we're judging somebody based on our cultural perspective.
Absolutely.
Because I'll tell you, I learned a lot about that when I was working with elders on how to, be respectful and speak and be heard. So, there's that element to it. I think her band is wrapping themselves around her and protecting her and keeping her away from prying eyes. These are probably First Nation registered children, so they will have a lot to say about what happens with those children. think the DV on Saturday night resulted in probably CPS getting called. They would have been called anyway. As soon as we would get calls about missing children, we're there. At the very least, to provide emotional support, right?
Mhm.
And at the very worst, to do an investigation and start our investigation suspecting that it could lead somewhere. So on Saturday night, the worker probably shows up with the cops. They find drug paraphernalia. There's adult conflict. There's tension. And they probably say to her, listen, we've been involved with you for a while. This is not good. We got these concerns. These are your choices, right? Your kids have to go somewhere safe. What's your plan? So she would have said, I'm going to go to my family. And they would have said, sure, you can go there. And they probably would have put a safety plan. You can't be alone with the kids because of the drug use. Because they haven't found her guilty of doing anything to the missing children. They haven't even determined that she's neglectful. They have the investigation usually is would be like an immediate, immediate 6-hour, 12-hour response. They have 7 days to basically, get the investigation going. It's already going. I would not be surprised if there's drug tests in the works, if there was a court order that was flying across the paperwork on Monday morning. Do you know what I mean? Because on Friday night, that worker would have gone back and done some paperwork. I'm sorry I'm babbling. I hope I'm
No, you're fine.
giving some information and clarity.
Mhm.
I just lived it, breathed it, and my radar is like something is off. She's going to turn on him. It's going to be made to look like an abuse situation. She was in a quiet little area, isolated from her family. Like, you can see where things are kind of going.
Right.
Anyway, sorry. That's me babbling. Thanks for listening, y'all. Do you have any questions?
No, I mean, I think they should have found, these two if they, were out
6-year-old
there.
and 4-year-old are not going to be going anywhere. If she's got a backpack or boot, they would have lost the boot. They would have lost the diaper. They would have, you know what I mean? There would be something somewhere, a scent, a sound, or anything. That area is extremely, probably as mine is, boggy. Like, we don't have regular glass. It's extremely moist. Our big legs would take forever to get through those kind of woods and wilds, let alone two little ones in like sloppy little rain boots and no clothes on, freezing in the rain.
Mhm.
I call BS on that. Like, if anything, those kids went missing a couple of days early. If anything,
I agree.
They drove them off the property and hid them somewhere. At least he may have. She might know. And in the light of sobriety, the next day they can't look each other in the eyes because they know what happened. That's my take on it. Or the kids overdose.
People are liking you in chat. Someone said the guy who posted about being a tracker is the children's grandfather.
Okay, thank you for posting. Sorry, I'm visually impaired and I can't read text that quickly. But I had read that, so thanks for clarifying. I can let you go now so you can get back
No,
to your people.
there's one.
You're awesome, great community.
Thank
Go ahead.
you. 1 second. Someone said, ask her if mom told to leave SF. Do they have a history of SF a possibility? I don't know what SF is.
Like a SA or something?
I don't know
anything about this.
Oh, stepfather. Okay, stepfather. Okay. Let me reread.
I'm hearing rumors he has other children from a previous marriage. I don't know. My heart goes out to, these kids and for sure the community. Like, it really sucks because they're going to be put under a certain type of microscope based on, on our Western standard. We're not privileged to know what it's like to actually grow up in that kind of environment. So,
Okay.
I don't know. Anyways. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you very much.
You're awesome. Glad
Thank
to
you,
have
love.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, great caller. Great caller. Hearing her experience on that. Let's see here. As I understand it, the home was not on a reservation, but the mother is now living on a home with her mother on the reservation. Yes. Okay. All right. I want to show you all a video here in just a second, but I do want to read this. It says, quote, they went to the back sliding door and it's virtually silent when you try to open it, end quote. Most sliding doors aren't virtually silent, respectfully. They're just not. You know, they're very heavy and they make that sound of a sliding door. So I'm not sure I mean, hers might be, but I don't know. It's virtually silent when you try to open it, he said. So this is the step dad, if you will, adding that both children were home from school because Lily had a cough. We only found 2 boot tracks outside of the house. He says 2 boot tracks. We heard 1 about 10 feet away from the backyard. So that's kind of interesting. He says they'll talk to anyone. They'll just look to have as much fun as they can. Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, and anything like that, end quote, he said, his voice cracking with emotion. Quote, but Lily loves girly things, but she also loved doing everything with Jack. They're like best friends, not just brother and sister. I'm feeling terrible, just like the last few days, he said. I'm just me on my own with my family out here. I don't know why she left, end quote. That's something. Quote, they would have found them in the woods by now, quote, end quote, he said. Quote, so I'm urging the public to come forward if they have anything to say or to offer. I don't think they'd make it far. As soon as they get their clothes or boots wet, they immediately it's so small, the writing is. What does that say? That's not all there. I guess they mean they would be uncomfortable when they got their clothes or boots wet. I know they both took their boots, he said. Lily had her backpack. It was white with strawberries on it. He said he wasn't sure what the little boy was wearing, but didn't see him before he left the house. But he said he saw Lily a few times, and she poked her head through the doorway. All right. Interesting. Interesting. Are they do heat-seeking cameras? They did that the first day. Guys, can y'all give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back. I need to do something or I'm going to have to end the stream. Either I can end the stream or if you can give me like 2-minute break, I'll be right back. Just let me know what you want to do. Okay, let me add this for 1 second. Guys, please hit the thumbs up button. Please become a member.
Martina said they avoid all mention of the parents. Well, they mentioned Lily's family and friends, right? Okay, so I do have some updates for you, things that we can go over. I want to show you this clip over here. So stay here with me. If you didn't see yesterday's episode, I would highly recommend it so that you're all caught up on the timeline and just what we know so far. Of course, some things have been updated a little bit since then, but not huge updates. So check this out. This was posted, let's see. This was posted 19 hours ago. They show a little area in the woods, like kind of behind the house, because the stepdad said that they used to go, they have like cabins in the woods and they wouldn't ever go further than that. So I was wondering where that would be. So I think it's what they show here. So check this out.
Good evening, Tom. Well, as you said, yes, as we near the end of day 5 in the search for these 2 young children, sadly, there is still no good news report. The RCMP held a news conference a couple hours ago to give us an update. Basically, there's not much else to say other than the search for Lily and her brother Jack continues here and around these woods, in these deep woods in the Lansdowne area of just about 20 kilometers south of New Glasgow. Now, during that news conference, they did talk a bit about the resort.
They're not talking about today's news conference, okay? There've been some sort of impromptu ones, not such formal official ones along the way where they've spoken to the media. Today was like an official one, okay? And if you missed most of that press conference, I hope you'll check it out. So yeah, the Major Crimes Unit is involved. They've been involved since Saturday. They haven't had any sightings of the children. They're scaling back the search. The missing persons investigation continues, and they would like the public to obviously still share the Crime Stoppers numbers, the numbers to call, the tip lines, in case you see something, then please say something. I think the clothing items are very important in case people spot that as well. So we'll go over that as well after this.
Sources they have in the air that are looking for these children. They talked about how the drones work. They have drones in the sky at night and at daytime. They have infrared sensors that are able to detect heat on the ground. But regardless of the number of drones, the search and rescue officials and the dogs that are combing through the woods, not to mention the helicopters that we hear constantly flying overhead, still no sign of the children. Hundreds of search and rescue personnel from all over the province are still here. Many of them have been combing through the woods here for about 5 days, taking time off from their jobs, their personal lives, and RCMP say they're getting exhausted.
Exhaustion and optimism, right? We want to bring these 2 children home to their parents. We've got people who've been here since day 1, since the first time the call came in. So they're tired and they're optimistic. They have one job. This is all search and rescue does, is they try to bring people home safely. So they're trying to stay on focus. They're trying to stay on mission. They're sacrificing their personal lives. They're sacrificing a lot to be here to try to help this family out, to bring these 2 children home.
Now, RCMP Search and Rescue are still working under the assumption that the 4 and the 6-year-old wandered away from the home in Lansdowne, just south of New Glasgow, on Friday morning. Today, some of the family...
We're seeing some new angles of the house here. Apparently, they left through the back sliding door, from what the stepdad has said, right? So apparently on this property, who lives here is the stepdad of the kids, right? The mother has left. Even though they have a child together, the mother and baby have left. She's staying with her mother. The stepdad stays here. His brother and mother also stay on the property, but in a separate trailer is how the articles worded it. So did they see something? Did they hear anything? What were they doing in the morning? You know what I mean? Did they hear the kids playing outside at all or not? I mean, obviously the police would be questioning all of them to get as much information as possible. But if the stepdad's mother and brother live on the property, okay, maybe they would have important information as well. We have not heard from them at all. I haven't seen any interviews with them or anything like that. I think they've seen stay off the internet, you know, based on the media. When the parents talk to the media, and if there's a couple of red flags at all, then it's like, sure.
What's the so someone's saying, what's the temperature been the last few days there? Oh, thank you. What did Toast say? Is Toast local? I'm listening in the shadows. Haven't really been. I'm sorry, black skies. 59 degrees. Wow. Okay. 16 Celsius. Okay. All right. Let me play this. I want to show you something here in just a
Seeing it
second.
really out of hand, which, by the way, let me just mention right now, please don't here at Grizzly True Crime attack people's personal appearance, because a lot of people like snarking at their t-shirts or like how they look or whatever, just saying horrible things like that. Please don't do that. If we were to listen to the information and think, well, that's interesting, I wonder why they say it like that, or I wonder why they're referring to the kids in past tense.
Raining too. Yeah. I thought this was interesting earlier. Someone made this post, and it's kind of a scenario. It says, what are your thoughts? The most probable scenario, 55%, involves an accidental injury or undisclosed household event that may have escalated into concealment. If one child was harmed and the other witnessed it, both may have been hidden to avoid discovery. This fits the small number of historical precedents where two children go missing simultaneously under a caregiver supervision. I don't think that's the case in this case, but it's possible nonetheless. Most probable scenarios, neglect or accidental death cover up, statistically more common in cases where no signs of forced entry, struggle, or wandering trail are present. Accidental wanderings, possible, but less likely given the lack of track evidence and children's younger ages. Abduction by someone known, low profile, needs more evidence, possible if there was a custody or family conflict background not yet public. Red flags, no physical trace found, clothing prints since after 5+ days now. Children allegedly left with no sound, no detection. Emotional distance from one or more caregivers, possibility. Use of spokesperson instead of primary caregiver. Focus on system failures versus emotional appeal for child. I'm hoping that I'm wrong and that these two babies will be found safe. I thought that was rather interesting earlier. Someone asked if the brother lived on the property, and if so, does anyone know anything about him? And someone just wrote the brother as well as the stepdad's mother. Allegedly, they're still allegedly on the property. What is this? There are billboards by the Halifax airport, probably more by NSNB and borders would be beneficial to get kids poster up and billboards. Yes, that would be very important. I agree. Let's see here. Lily. I've got some more stuff to show you. It's just highly. I want to. Someone circled this earlier, and I don't understand it. So if somebody knows about this, please help me, fill me in this. Stepdad says Lily and Jack never go into the woods by themselves. He describes them as vulnerable and autistic. This is the stepdad. Quote, we never crossed the road. We have cabins we built up in the woods, and that's where usually as far as we take them, he says. Does anyone know if they have cabins in the woods somewhere close? Yes, Toast. I showed that just a little bit ago. Sure did. Thank you so much, Bushi. Really do appreciate you. Did either parent have a job? If so, work schedule? Good question. I don't know. Let me see if I can find out. Give me 1 second. I'm looking. There's nothing publicly available that they worked, so I don't know. I mean, they not that I'm aware of. Yes, they built little forts. Justin Crosby said. Justin, where is the list of words deemed objectionable by YouTube? I feel like some people are being silenced unnecessarily. Lakeside is. Do you mean in chat here? Do you mean in chat? Guys, please, if people are timing people out, don't time people out because of an opinion or anything like that, whether you agree with it or not, only if they are being extraordinarily vile, just absolute hateful or hate-filled. Um, yeah, we try to say the word rugs rather than drugs. But we don't need to time that out or anything. Okay. Lean to and a foundation of cabin. So yeah, so don't people can have their opinions. We can't all agree on the same thing. It's we shouldn't agree on the same thing. We're 8 billion people on the planet. There needs to be 8 billion opinions. Can we replay the mom's interview that she says they were outside the route that they took? I can play it. Sure, absolutely. In just a minute. Thank you, Lakeside. I only saw comments deleted. No one was timed out. Okay. Okay. So if someone says a word that's YouTube doesn't really like, they don't like it, they truly don't like it in our chat, they won't recommend it as much, and so that's why we're kind of strict on saying those certain things, but don't time them out. Just you clarify the person. People don't know what they don't know. A lot of people aren't YouTube connoisseurs like we are. So we just need to be more understanding in the world and less, anything else. The rug comment were deleted. That's it. Yeah, that's fine. We just don't need to, we don't need to delete that. Really, just tell them next time to please put rugs if they don't mind. But I understand both sides there. Just an update in the case. Please see your text. Okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, honey. R. Taylor, you're talking about it being scaled back. Yeah, we just saw the thing. I'm pretty sure. I think it's what?
It's in Pictou County for 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan. Crews are stepping back.
When transitioning from an active search to a scaled back search, the probability of survival is taken into consideration. We are scaling back because it's time to move to a different part of the search.
The children are thought to.
I think the way he just said that, I just blocked that word. Okay. Yeah, we try to block the words, but I swear I see you. I've got words blocked, and I don't know if I can just see it and other people can't, but I see it all the time, like words that I block. So I don't even know if those things work or not, to be honest with you.
To have wandered away from their home in Lansdowne Station on Friday morning. Search teams found a single boot print they believe could have belonged to one of them, but no other evidence has turned up since.
There could be different types of things that we may want to try and get back in if we are able to locate anything that may come up that the searchers didn't go catch the first time.
The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, is devastated, but not giving up hope.
They can't go forever. Everyone's exhausted. 100 days isn't enough. A whole lifetime isn't enough for them. I just want to find them.
After nearly a week of searching through dense woods in Pictou County for 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, crews are stepping back.
When transitioning from an active search to a scaled-back search, the probability of survival is taken into consideration. We are scaling back because...
Art Taylor, thank you so much for your support, my dear. Is this what you were talking about, where they're scaling back?
It's time to move to a different part of the search.
The children are thought to have wandered away from their home in Lansdowne Station on Friday morning. Search teams found a single boot print they believe could have belonged to one of them, but no.
No, that's fine, YouTuber. That Justin promises photos but doesn't deliver them. Oh, I don't know what they're talking about. Email me. That's all I can tell you.
No other evidence has turned up since.
There could be different types of things that we may want to try and get back in if we are able to locate anything that may come up that the searchers didn't go catch the first time.
The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, is devastated, but not giving up hope.
They can't go forever. Everyone's exhausted.
Oh, okay. I don't like that comment. They can't go forever. Everyone is exhausted. That sounds like Don Wells. Don Wells said something like that. I've seen these guys out here limping. You remember when he said that? I've seen these guys out here limping. I feel sorry for them. I mean, you have compassion. Yes, Courtney. You have compassion for them and you are grateful for them. But that is what they are there to do. Right? If they didn't want to be there, they wouldn't be there. Right? They wouldn't be there. Uh-oh. Listen to that.
They can't go forever. Everyone's exhausted. 100 days isn't enough. A whole lifetime isn't enough for them. I just want to find them.
After near...
What does that mean? Lisa B always says, in my opinion, RCMP has a horrible record with missing people. You really, Lisa? Are you Canadian? Just curious. If you don't want to say, that's fine. There's a lot of people missing in Canada, particularly I don't know. We call them Native Americans. I don't know. You guys call them Native Americans? It's North America, so I would assume Canada and United States. So I guess you would say Indigenous. There we go. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. First Nations, Indigenous. Okay. Yeah. Native Indian, all of that. 1 second. Indigenous, First Nation, Justin. We also refer to them as First Nation here also. Okay. Gotcha. Anything else that they are saying? 54 minutes ago. What's this?
After nearly a week of searching through dense woods in Pictou County for 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, crews are stepping back.
When transitioning from an active search to a scaled-back search, the probability of survival is taken into consideration. We are scaling back because it's time to move to a different part of the search.
The children are thought to have...
To me, that when he says that right there, it's time to move to a different part of the search. That says everything.
Wandered away from their home in Lansdowne Station on Friday morning. Search teams found a single boot print they believe could have belonged to one of them, but no other evidence has turned up since.
There could be different types of things that we may want to try and get back in if we are able to locate anything that may come up that the searchers didn't go catch the first time.
The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, is devastated, but not giving up hope.
They can't go
We
forever.
watched a
Everyone's
part of this a
exhausted.
second ago.
100 days isn't enough. A whole lifetime isn't enough for them. I just want to find them.
RCMP confirms its major crimes unit has been involved from the beginning.
Can't really speculate on the investigation, obviously. That wouldn't be fair to the process. But we are constantly reviewing everything that's been done, looking at all different facets.
The children's stepfather says he was interviewed by investigators this week.
They asked me everything. I gave them all of my information. I gave them my phone. I asked for lie detector tests. I've done everything. I asked for drug tests. I've done everything.
After thousands of hours looking for Jack and Lily, everyone involved is exhausted, but still intent on finding them.
Most are, Gypsy. Most are.
Todd, since day one, 160 people have joined the search. I'm told by people who live in the area that homes and barns have been searched. While RCMP is scaling back, they are saying that the search for Lily and Jack will continue. Todd?
So we understand it's tough to...
That's interesting, Laura. I did not know that. Laura says Canada does not use lie detection. Interesting.
Rain, you've been there a few days now. What have you heard from searchers?
The weather has been quite challenging. Just moments ago it was raining, and that's kind of what we've seen throughout these last 6 days. There's been rain, sun, and fog, and that's made it quite difficult. Searchers are exhausted. A lot of them who were here today have been here since Friday morning. And I'm told, I saw just yesterday a search member who was injured and needed medical assistance. So the area is also just impacted by Fiona. There's just a lot of things going on that have impacted the search that have made it challenging. Todd?
All right, Hafsa Arif continuing our coverage tonight from Westville, Nova Scotia.
Let's turn our attention back to this country now, and we have an update on the search for two missing children in northeastern Nova Scotia. Police are looking for 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan. The CBC's Tricia Kindleman joins us now with the latest. And Tricia, RCMP held a briefing last hour. What did we learn?
Of something. I want to show you something
still
in
a lot
second.
of questions left at this point, Andrew, as the search does continue for that missing brother and sister in Nova Scotia. We did, like you said, we did learn more last hour. Now that does include plans to scale back the search efforts. At this point, there are about 100 people that are searching a densely wooded area around this family's home in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia. You can see it there. It's about an hour or so outside of Halifax. And now we heard a bit more from investigators on this investigation and sort of how it's been going in these 6 days since these kids were reported missing on Friday. Now, what we understand is the family reported to police early Friday morning, early in the day, around 10 a.m., that the two kids they believed had left the home through a sliding door, which they say is quite silent when it opens and closes. So that's how they believe the children may have left the home. That's what the police have been told. At this point, there has been, again, this ongoing search and rescue operations. Police said they've searched thoroughly 4 kilometers of wooded terrain using GPS and grid searches. But of course, again, with all of these questions that are left on day 6 of this search, questions are starting to circulate around what could have happened to these kids. Could they have met with foul play? Unfortunately, here's what we heard from police when they were asked that question just last.
What do you mean the little fort? See the little forts. Is that a fort?
Has been, again, this ongoing of wooded terrain.
Is that the forts they're talking about?
Using GPS and grid searches. But of course, again, with all of these questions that are left on day 6 of this search, questions are starting to circulate around what.
That is not a fort. That is a couple sticks with some branches. Yeah, snakes are really bad. I thought it was like a...
What could have happened to these kids? Could they have met with foul play? Unfortunately, here's what we heard from police when they were asked that question just last hour.
I'm not going to comment on specifics of the investigation. We're going to continue on, and when we get to a point that we've got information that we're able to make any decisions that are able to be public, we'll let you know at that time.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm not going to comment on specifics. Based on the experts and the review of the facts, the inclement weather, the time frames, and their age, the likelihood that they're alive right
Um, hey Jude, where did you hear about this? Hey Jude said there was an altercation at the Pearl. Please don't knock my camera. At the home Saturday night with the stepfather's mother, and mom left with the baby. I know that there was. Can tell Justin isn't too country. I am country as country is grace. But we built a fort that was an actual fort. Has anyone contact through the bio dad and the family? Bio dad is allegedly in jail.
now is very low.
And what we also heard from police last hour was while they have been doing this search and rescue operation, there have been no reported sightings of the siblings. So at this point, they are continuing the search. But again, they do say that they will be scaling it back, Andrew, in the next coming days.
Yeah, I'm sure it is disappointing, upsetting to hear that the likelihood of the children being alive is low, but of course there is still hope. What does a scaled back search actually mean?
That's right. So they have had a number of search and rescue crews. So that's going to be scaling back in numbers and size. And they have also said that they are going to be focusing in on some areas that they have actually already searched, but they want to go back and do another pass over them. Here's a bit more from one of the other officers involved in the investigation.
We're transitioning from a full-scale search to searches of more specific spaces that have already been searched by our teams. We want to circle back to increase the probability that all clues have been found. And when transitioning from an active search to a scaled-back search, the probability of survival is taken into consideration. I want to assure you that our missing persons investigation continues. We're not packing up, and we're not giving up. Our investigation is broad, and it won't end until we know where Lily and Jack are and can bring them home.
And now they have said, as you heard there, that they will continue to work this file. They have been speaking with the family. They say the family is working with them through the investigation. But at this point, again, there has been no sightings of the children. And it's our understanding that according...
Guys, look at this. Grandmother of missing kids, age 4 and 6, speaks out. Grandmother of missing kids, age 4 and 6, speaks out. Quote, "We're just hoping and praying for the best," says Cindy Murray. Is there a video here? No, let me see if there's a video of it first, and then I'll read it as well. But let me check something real quick before I read this. Pearl, please don't knock it over. Lily. Here is Cindy Murray. Okay. This is Cindy, I'm guessing. Here we go. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Come on, man. All right. So the maternal side, Cindy Murray and Henry Brooks are hold on 1 second. I still always forget it. Okay, so Cindy Murray and Henry Brooks are Malia's parents. Henry Brooks was the person who was in jail, not the biological father. Stepdad's ex-wife is Christy Lee Tucker. The mother of his other 2 children. Unsure if the stepdad's family or the biological father's family. Her name is the grandparent. I cannot even say that name. That's how you spell Belinda? Okay. Belinda Gray, grandparent, and Chelsea Gray, aunt. Biological dad is Cody Sullivan. Cody Sullivan is the biological dad. Cody Sullivan. That's interesting. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. I want to read you this. Let me show you. Okay, let me just read this first and then I'll. Okay. So the grandmothers came out and spoken as the search for the 2 young children missing from the home in rural northeastern Nova Scotia enters its 5th day on Tuesday. Their maternal grandmother said she is holding out hope that they will be found safe. Quote, "We're just hoping and praying for the best. That's it. For our babies to come home," end quote, Cindy Murray said in a brief phone interview, adding that police have advised the family against speaking with the public. I don't know if that's. I mean, they don't do that in the States. I'll just say that. Murray is the grandmother of 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, who were last seen Friday morning around 10 a.m. Her daughter is the child's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray. Police have said that for 4 days, ground teams have meticulously searched several kilometers in the heavily wooded area of the community where the children's family home is located. Their stepfather, Daniel Martell, said Monday he worries that they were abducted, but police say that there is no evidence that the children have been taken and that investigators are acting under the belief both kids wandered from their home. Martell said that after the disappearance, the children's mother left to be with family in another part of the province and has blocked him on social media. RCMP described Lily Sullivan as having shoulder-length hair, light brown hair with bangs, and say that she might be wearing a pink sweater, pink pants, and pink boots. Jack Sullivan has short blonde hair and is wearing blue dinosaur boots. Up to 140 people have been searching for the children every day. Okay. So she pretty much gave about nothing. Pearl would have loved that fort. Yeah. Mom leaving and blocking the boyfriend is telling. Allegedly because of CPS. Hey, Sativa, good to see you. What does the stepfather's brother say? We don't know. Don't know. Now, my question is, I always thought the bio dad was in jail, but allegedly he's not in jail. So if he's not in jail, where the hell is he? Again, the biological father is 1 second. What did I say his name was? Give me 1 second. Okay. Let me know if y'all can hear this. If I put it on this. 1 second. If it reads it to you. Sorry, Pearl's going crazy right now, y'all. Can y'all hear that? Cody Sullivan. Thank you, guys. I've got the memory of a goldfish. Better yet, where is the BI? You mean like the brother-in-law? You can't hear that. Thank you, R. Taylor. Justin isn't called CPS in Canada. It's called Children Aid Society. If you're Catholic, then it's Catholic Children Aid Society. Interesting. So, thank you for that, R. Taylor. So, just curious, if you're Catholic, do you get a different? Do you get a different? You would then get the Catholic Children Aid Society if you're Catholic. That's very interesting. Let me see if I can try it like this. Let's see here. See if you can hear it now. Can you hear it now? Could you hear that then? I will, D. White. I've got a file started, but that was years ago, Justin. Still can't hear it. Damn it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fine. That will work then. Okay. Here is a list of facts that we know right now. Reported missing around 10 a.m. on May 2nd. Mom and stepdad have been dating 3 years. Mom moved in with stepdad 2 years ago. They each have 2 kids from previous relationships, as well as a 1.5-year-old daughter together. Stepdad's kids do not live with them. Bio dad and family have not released a statement. So far, it appears bio dad was not in the kids' lives. Police have stated that there is no evidence to suggest the kids were abducted. Stepdad's mother and brother live on the property in a separate trailer. Mom and stepdad believe Lily and Jack are autistic. However, it doesn't appear that there has been a confirmed diagnosis by a doctor. Both kids are verbal. The last time anyone but mom and stepdad saw the kids was on Monday. Holy shit. Teachers at school. No confirmation that is publicly available to say they were seen after that point by anyone who lives off the property. That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. Hey Vic, they have not been seen since Monday. The last anyone publicly has seen them. That's bad. That's bad. Let's see here. Kids were home Wednesday as it was a PD day. I don't know what PD is. I guess is like a PTO day. Kids were also kept home Thursday and Friday due to Lily allegedly having a cough. No confirmation on Tuesday yet. If mom and stepdad are telling the truth to some degree, Lily and Jack may have been seen heard Friday morning before 10 a.m. Depends on if they're telling the truth or not. Jack was Jack at the very least was wearing a pull-up who when last seen, but may have had brown clothes on. Lily is either unknown or in pink clothes, depends on story told. The children's rain boots and white backpacks with strawberries on are unaccounted for, meaning Lily could have the backpack. Mom left Saturday to stay with her mother's house. Mom's home is not located on a reservation. This may or may not be per request of CPS. So her mom's home is not located on the reservation. People was saying that it was. Mom had left after a fight between stepdad and her family. Her family accuses stepdad of harming the children. Mom had left after a fight between stepdad and her family because her family is accusing stepdad of harming the children. Mom blocked stepdad on social media and then deleted her social media. Mom has had minimal contact with stepdad, according to the stepdad. Several items were found in the woods: a blanket, a shirt, and water bottle. Mom and stepdad claim these items did not belong to the kids, according to the stepdad. A small boot print may have been found at the edge of the property, but no confirmation as to exactly where that footprint was, or if it was fresh print for either child. Scent dogs were unable to pick up a scent past the driveway, and it's unknown if they picked up anything in the woods. The neighbor confirms he did not tell search and rescue to get off his property and told them they can remain as long as needed. Stepdad was questioned by police for 4 hours on Tuesday evening, asked about timeline and to draw maps, etc. Mom and stepdad have not been detained. Mom does not have a known addiction. This is according to a very close, longtime friend. It's unknown about stepdad. Okay. That's what this says. These are some rumors that haven't been confirmed and is speculation or gossip. This person says they'll remove them if they are confirmed or denied. Drugs may have allegedly been found in the home. Crime scene unit going through the house. Allegedly DV violence calls to both to the home on both Thursday and Saturday. CPS involvement allegedly with family prior to and during the disappearance of the children. Biodad may or may not be incarcerated. As per a statement released earlier, it is important to keep the focus on finding Lily and Jack. While the situation is very suspicious, there is no known proof that mom or stepdad harmed the kids at this point. So that's very interesting to say the very least. Okay, now I'm going to show you this. Pearl, you are kicking my butt, girl. Here we go. So that cleared up a lot of that right there. Yeah, I got that one. Okay, thank you again, R. Taylor. At least they also treated the scene as a crime scene. Yes, and that's what they should do here in the States, troopers, right? The moment a child goes missing, consider it a parallel investigation. Treat it as a crime immediately. Immediately. You say the child is missing, Okay, the child is missing. We're not disputing that. We're going to take your word, but we're also not going to take your word until we can get some answers. And that's what we have been moaning and bitching and crying about for the last several years now. So there's that. Let me show you grandmother. This is grandmother Cindy Murray. Now, so I'm guessing this is Hug's friend. You're in my thoughts. Okay.
Alert
I was
changed
going to say
when my
this.
son went missing, so this breaks my.
CT Jason Esler. Is that how you pronounce it? Eller. I guess he had a child go missing.
My fucking heart. What are the cops feeling when these two little kids were freezing to death last night? You know, wouldn't you think that would have spiked something? You know how it feels when all these mistakes were done to my son, and then 5 years later you make bigger mistakes.
Does anyone know 5 years ago? Dylan Eller. Dylan Eller. Okay, let me look at this. Dylanel. Missing. He's been missing since May 6, 2020 at the age of 3. His parents, Ashley Brown and Jason Eller, criticized what they regarded as shortcomings of their initial police investigation.
And no changes. I'm so fucking livid right now, you guys have no idea. One, my son didn't even get a vulnerable alert. And what were the cops thinking the night those kids were in the woods? Almost the whole day as it was. Like, it didn't spike in your brain to send out a fucking alert? Like, fuck! And they get Crime Stoppers, because we had to register Dylan in Crime Stoppers. We didn't even know that for months.
I hope that music just did not demonetize my entire platform. Or not my platform, but my live that I worked hard on.
Since a Truro child went missing. Dylan Eeler was 3 years old when he disappeared from his grandmother's house in May of 2020.
I remember.
Investigators believe Dylan fell into a stream and was swept away. The only thing searchers found were his boots. Truro police say the missing persons case is still open. Meantime, a search in Truro will be held by volunteers at the end of the month. Somber anniversary today, May 6, marks 5 years since a Truro child went missing. Dylan Eeler was 3 years old when he disappeared from his grandmother's house in May of 2020. Investigators believe Dylan fell into a stream and was swept away. The only thing searchers found were his boots. Truro police say the missing persons case is still open. Meantime, a search in Truro will be held by volunteers at the end of the month. Somber anniversary today, May 6, marks 5 years since a Truro child went missing. Dylan Eeler.
Okay. Yeah, I remember. I remember his little face. Never found. This was when they were doing their press conference earlier. Yeah. Yeah, he's never found. I'm one of the provinces besides 3 hours away, Shorty says. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to end it here. I'm at 3.5 hours. I will be back here in a little bit. It is almost 7 o'clock. I'll be back at about 9 o'clock Eastern. So maybe less than that. We'll see. We'll be doing a live in just a little bit. Again, maybe continuing on this case, maybe Sebastian's case or anything. Yes, if you have any information, you can text it to this number or you can email it to me as well right here. Want to thank you all for joining me. Please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate it. Consider becoming a member of the Pearl family. Always trying to grow. Really appreciate your support. Can't do it without you. Thank you, Miss Tina. Good to see you. Thank you, Mara. Thank you so much. I sent you a text, Justin. Lady. Okay. Okay. I need the link. You have a link. Can you text that again, lady? I don't see it. Of course, Canadian Mama Bear. We need to do more kids in Canada. I don't think they go as missing as much as they do in America. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they're just not covered as I don't know. I don't know. Nancy. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. I got you, Lady for Justice. Yeah. We might go over that here in a little bit. I will show you that. Nancy Grace just did a lot or a video on this. We'll look at it in a little bit. Missouri girl missing 5 months found in closet 700 miles away. A Columbia, Missouri father receives a call from his teenage daughter's high school reporting she is absent after missing all her classes. More than 4 months later, police find the girl cowering in a closet in Fort Collins, Colorado, home where she had been forced to work in a snow shoveling business. Nancy Grace has all the details on the investigation with Crime Stories from Nancy Grace. So, Pearl, chill out, girl. What's going on with the 21-year-old boy that's missing? 21-year-old. You mean the the autistic Jonathan Hung? Jonathan Hung? Okay. There's been no updates. None. It's literally just like very much like Sebastian's case. There's so many pink. It's insanity. There's just not enough there's just nothing. Still no word yet. We'll cover a lot of this in our next live, though. I have to go do a few things and then I'll be back here in a little bit. I love you guys so very much. I appreciate you. Do we know anything else about the young girl that went missing when her parents was out for a job interview? Okay. Yes, we do. That's Stephanie Dameron. And they just did a 3-day search, targeted search. We can talk about that in a little bit as well. Yeah. Tyrannical case, the guy in Memphis that assaulted by Ellie in Memphis. Yes. What about the case? Pearl, stop. Oh my God, they were just acquitted. Holy shit. I'm sorry, but they should not have been acquitted, if I recall that correctly. That's I'm sorry, they should not have been acquitted. If I recall that correctly, no way. Nope. Nope. Should not have been acquitted. Wow. I'm gonna go refresh myself on that. Mm-mm. That's really crazy. That was really bad what that kid went through. Thankfully, most are found. There's so many people that go missing. Most are found, thankfully. Oh, thank you. Hey, Jude. What? Cleveland. An arrest warrant has been issued for a postal service worker who was caught on beating a young girl. Authorities identified the letter carrier as Delilah Cross, who was seen in a cell phone video from a reported incident on September 23rd, 2024. The brawl broke out in daylight, Ben Franklin Elementary School. Wow. I'll let y'all look at that. I can't play that on YouTube because it's physical violence. And if y'all want to see that, you can click that link there. Just trigger warning, it is physical. So, all right, guys, I'll be back in a little bit. Thank you so much, Hey Jude, for your support. I really do appreciate you, my friend. Prayers for those adorable babies. Yeah. I love you all. Appreciate you guys. I'll see y'all in just a little bit. God bless. Bye-bye.